Yo, what is up, my gamers in Christ? How are we doing today? Today is the date of March 2nd. The 2nd of March. We have quite a bit to get into. Obviously, a lot of Iran news. It's looking like we did indeed. Here, let me turn on my camera. We did indeed bomb a hospital. Or not a hospital, my bad. We bombed a school. That's obviously much better. I don't support gambling, by the way. Fuck Lucky for life. But it's the only hat I could find right now, so that's what we get. Anyways, we have quite a bit to get into. In terms of news, we've got the AP with the updates. That's who we'll be going to with updates on Iran. And then we have a Hegseth meeting, or briefing, I should say. I apologize. A lot of last minute adjustments here. We love it. We love to see it. Very good. But anyways, besides that, bit down. I'm sorry, guys. You gotta forgive me. It's gotta be in like a good position, so I sound good to you guys, okay? I want to sound like a crisp sunset to you guys. So I hope I do. Hey, what's up, Bill? Good to see you. Let me turn off top chat. It is good to see you, my friend. We got a little poll there. That should help with audience engagement. Although I'd say I engage pretty good with my audience already. I might have to dip for the Loner H3. Actually, no, I'm probably about to go to sleep and get 4 hours. Well, I wish you luck. Yeah, that'll be interesting to go over. I don't know if I'll watch it on stream, because that's their content, and I don't want to steal that. Anyways, besides Iran news, we actually have some other news stories to get into. We've been talking about it so much, and I think we should read it on stream. The NPR article about the Justice Department withholding files, so I think that's going to be interesting to get into. After our Iran segment, then we do have some interesting questions being asked by Slotskin about if any mass surveillance is going on in America. So I think that's a good question to be asked. You know, I already kind of think we're in a mass surveillance state, but I think this is... Oh, hold on. This one looks good too. Ah, we got so much. Mark Kelly? Are you joking? Yeah, I think this will be a longer stream today. And then Rage and Resist was rescheduled for tomorrow. Unfortunately, we might talk about it on stream. I don't want to talk about it here, but something happened to one of our home dogs. They're doing fine, but I'll let them talk about it. Anyways, then, so I have been trying to talk about the Sudan crisis, save the Mark Kelly for Rage and Resist. Well, I don't typically like to show, like, I don't want to show a video on the podcast too much, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, it's because of the Rootsy incident. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then yeah, that would be why. Honestly, I'm thinking about just moving it to Monday, because it's better for stuff like that. Of course we have mass surveillance. mass data collection ever since the Patriot Act. Yeah, I personally do not believe that we're too private. I mean, we obviously have some aspects, but the government knows a lot about us through companies like Palantir and stuff. Fuck Trump's dumb pedo ass. Amen. Ryan, a fucking men. We gotta get this guy out of here. He is causing untold damage to America, whether it be our national image or the divisiveness we feel in our average politics. There is so much to criticize about this guy. His fuck up of the Epstein files. I mean, there wouldn't be as many accusations of being a PDF file if he wasn't acting like he was, withholding, telling his DOJ to basically withhold documents. It's insane. Snowden showed they were, well, I'm no fan of Edward Snowden. That man leaked valuable military, or valuable state secrets that most likely got some Americans killed. So I'm not a fan of Mr. Snowden, but he did expose something, a deep flaw within our surveillance apparatus, and that is that it spies on our citizens. But I personally, for a while I thought Snowden was this badass, but then I kind of looked into the other secrets. Like there's some, he exposed some very valuable military data. And then he fled to Russia, so. What state secrets did he release that would get any soldier killed? Well, he leaked a lot of, he leaked how we surveyed people, not just our citizens. So it also was how we monitor terrorist groups. He leaked very valuable information. I'm sorry, I'm not a, how they were spying on us. Yeah, that's like what the big headline was. But then he told a lot of our secrets to Russia. Anyways, that's days long past. That I was 14. Tried to use soldier. Yeah, that was soldiers to make it seem bad. No, I think he probably, due to our security apparatus being so exposed, it probably led to a number of deaths. But that is speculation. That is speculation. I'm not saying like directly, but anyways, that's years in the past, and honestly, it probably pales in comparison to what Palantir knows about us. So we lost the war. We lost it, but that's all right. They can't get inside of our minds just yet. If only they could give us an example. Well, I was just thinking in general, but I don't know. I personally think that there were other things he could have done besides also just fleeing to Russia. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been familiar with the case, so I'd have to look back on it. I'll be honest, but when I was looking into it, I definitely could have seen how exposing those secrets could have led to soldiers' deaths. But again, I'll concede that I'm not nearly as familiar with it when I was, when did that come out? And the WikiLeaks stuff? That was probably think I was in middle school around that time. But it is before my time. But anyways, besides that, we got Morrowind for you gamers. We got Morrowind. I know it's not a popular take to not be a fan of Edward Snowden, though, so I completely understand getting shit for it. You know what I mean? I understand. I just believe in our country too much. It's a fault. I believe in our country to a fault. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lick the boots of some fucking National Guard or some fucking federal agent or anything, or a police officer, but I believe in the mission of this country. And it seems, you know, when you flee to Russia after exposing our secrets, it's not going to leave a great taste in my mouth. You know, but again, I will concede that I'm not nearly as familiar with it, so anyways. Look at this fucking... What is this thing, by the way? Looks like a Triceratops. Oh, of course I've got yellow tick. Of course I do. By the way, if you guys want to see me on a debate panel, go check out Tomfoolery's latest one. Just want to advertise it a little bit more, because you gotta be your own best advertiser, you know? But it's good to see you, by the way, Sumdum. I appreciate you popping in pretty frequently. I need to stop. I haven't bought a new vape, but these are just older ones that I have collected over the years. I want one of these, like a guar. I would like a guar. In real life, not just in the game. I also want a house. I bet there's ways to get one. Good seeing you too. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how much traffic... Oh, I probably should share that I'm live. That would probably help, I imagine. What do you guys think? You think that might help? Israel has a bad radar system? I hope not. That would be bad. Anyways, let me announce some things. Yeah, by the way, if you guys couldn't tell by the title, Rage and Resist is rescheduled for tomorrow. Live and long? I don't know, that's too innuendo-y. Live and living, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that'll work. What's up, Chevy TV? Good to see you. Chef Chevy, good to see you, man. Let me share in some other places. Again, shout out to my boy, Tomfoolery. He's a cool guy. Cool guy. The black conservative chef. There we go. Well, I don't know about the no new wars that Trump was running on. I don't know too many MAGA that are too pleased about it, though. Oh, apparently Dispel is being a silly goose. That's interesting. I don't really engage with him too much. I know he's pretty... He's been on a couple debates with Kalinda and talked to Mina before, I believe. I need to start collabing with a couple more people. That's been something I'm looking at doing here soon. Here, 1 sec, I do gotta pause this one more time. This is a bop, I won't lie. I'm cool with it, they had it coming. Well, I think we missed our opportunity, personally. I think the time to have strike would have been earlier. I know that may seem like I'm asking a lot, but I don't think so, man. Like, I think we missed our opportunity, honestly. But we'll see, I guess. We will see. Let's see, is there anywhere else I need to share my link? I don't think so. I do not think so. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I still forget that my face is here. So that's good. I think I'm gonna... Maybe I should add some text that says face. Might be funny. Oh, dude, and we've got 2 of these birds. Damn birds. Their faces are very strange. Looking from under here, it looks like they have, like, vagina faces, to be honest. And he said he won't start no new wars. Well, he did start this. I'm sorry. He didn't finish a war. No, he started this, my friend. He started this all the way back when he pulled out of the JCPOA. This was his fault. Unfortunately. If he wanted a new deal, he should have brought a new deal instead of, this isn't how diplomats do things. This is how warmongers do things. Unfortunately. But we could probably get started. Probably. He didn't? They shot first? No, my friend, they did not. It was Donald Trump and Israel, or the United States and Israel, who took the first shot. Anyways, let's look at some updates. Let's look at some updates real quick. Before we turn the music off and get into our... Oh, no, that wasn't it. By the way, I have a Ko-Fi. If you guys feel like donating, feel free. I'll be coming to you guys regardless of money, but it is appreciated for you guys to do. No pressure, though, of course. No pressure at all. Anyways, shameless shilling aside, we do have some live updates from the AP. Let's take a look at those. There's been an exchange of missiles, batters between Iran and, exchange of missiles batters Iran and the wider region. Strikes in Iran. So I don't like how they're saying these are... Well, I guess they are technically retaliatory, but hey, I'm not sitting here saying Iran's innocent by any means. I think Iran is a very... the regime is a horrible repressive regime. So I'm not saying I'm a fan of Iran. What I'm saying is it's a failure of leadership for Donald Trump to have not gotten a deal by now. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, he had from the time where he pulled out of the JCPOA, I believe it was in 2017, to now. Minus 4, we'll subtract 4 years out of it because he wasn't in office. Like, what are we doing? This is his fault. Anyways, there's been obviously a lot of shots. I believe the area right here is a military base. But they have been battering Israel and other American allies. Looks like we have some new updates though. You're wrong. Iran shot first. Israel returned. No, they didn't. Where does it say that? Where are you seeing that Iran shot first, my friend? No, it started with missile strikes it started with a strike from the US and Israel across various designated locations, mainly Tehran, where the Ayatollah's offices were. That's what started. They did not shoot first, my friend. Yeah, that's not what Israel or the US says. Thank you, Sans 6767. Whoa! Good to see you though, brother. Yeah, this is, I don't know who's saying they shot first. I don't know anyone. I pray for all my friends in Iran, Israel, and the surrounding Gulf nation states. Yeah, that's what I thought. It had to be a surprise to get it started, or else the Ayatollah would have been completely guarded. It is insane that he was there, though. Like, why did he decide that was a smart place to stay? Oh, the obvious place where they're gonna strike first? But who knows? They might be playing a trick. No, my friend, the United States does not claim that they were retaliating. They obviously shot first. Dude, this is a stupid conversation. You're just denying reality. Calling me a beta out here. That's some beta behavior. Anyways. That is some major... That's anti-Sigma grind at its finest. Anyways. Let's read a little updates. As the war in the Middle East spirals further, U.S. President Donald Trump said on Monday that the U.S. has capabilities to go far longer than its projected 4 to 5 week time frame for its military operations against Iran. This is a war. Let's be honest. The comment made during a Medal of Honor ceremony, oh how sweet, comes as the US and Israel have continued to pound Iran since killing its supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei on Saturday. Okay, listen to this. Chef, you are legitimately claiming that they did not strike. That's insane. Not beta. Beta, as in better. Oh, okay, my bad. I thought you were calling me a beta. I was like, I don't care. It doesn't really mean anything to me, but alright. We're holding back. We're drawing the guns back. Ladies and gentlemen. Anyways. But yeah, they're saying right here that the first strikes came on Saturday, I believe. Tehran and its allies have hit back against Israel, neighboring Gulf states, and targets critical to the world's production of oil and natural gas. The intensity of the attacks and the lack of any apparent exit plan set the stage for a prolonged conflict with far-reaching consequences. Israel and the US have given conflicting answers about what exactly the war's objectives are or what the endgame is. We'll be watching that speech by Hegseth. Calm down? No, I'm gonna keep raging. So we'll be watching that. Gulf carriers resume some flights. And civilians in Lebanon flee their homes. So Hezbollah has joined the fights. Iranian people are happy. My friend, you have not talked to many Iranian people then, because they have no idea what's going on. And it seems neither does the United States or Israeli military, so isn't that nice? So yeah, Hezbollah has joined the fray. I believe the Iraq militias may also be fighting. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, this is going to be a very prolonged fight. As the war in the Middle East, yeah. Said there was an update, and I just wanted to see if, yeah, nothing there. Yeah, they're so happy, ladies and gentlemen. I think my brother, you have the chain of events entirely wrong. But that's alright. Iran did not attack Friday. All Israel, all Saturday? Bro, what does this doesn't even matter. They didn't strike first. You disagree with the vast majority of news agencies and commentators and even your own United States military. So, anyways, we have Pete Kegsbreath with a absolute shitter, I've heard. So let's watch it. Seems like it'll be fun to watch some Pete. Now just remember to watch this man's quote unquote drink. He is most definitely drunk. This is Trump full speech. He present the attack. Oh. Videos showed Iranians happy. Okay, my friend. So I just want to do you remember the what was it? The Afghanistan war? People were so happy to see the dictator gone, but then just a couple months later the IEDs started blowing up. I'm sure. By boots on the ground independent journalist, huh? Who were these boots on the ground independent journalists? We'll watch their feed together. We'll watch it. That would be fun. And we can verify those claims. Debinze, hey man, hope life's treating you well. Thank you. Life has been going well. Very much appreciate that, dog. But yeah, I mean, we can watch that together. That sounds interesting. Anyways, your war daddy, Pete Kegsbreath, is speaking. He wants you to know that he is a big tough man, by the way. No more sissies! Remember that. No more sissies in the United States military. No more beardos. Oh, this guy is not serious. Anyways.
Well, good morning.
It's not good when you don't speak up, Pete.
We just finished an update with Admiral Brad Cooper, the CENTCOM commander, across the CENTCOM AOR, our leadership and troops, as you would expect, doing a fantastic job. 2 days ago, under the direction...
We will see what... See, but, like, why would you want a power vacuum? We should have had a comprehensive plan. What is their strategy? Here's what their strategy is. Please, Iranian people, come out. Please, we're begging you. We really need help with this. Like, it's embarrassing. I really hope that at some point the Iranian people will come out.
Orders of President Donald J. Trump, the Department of War launched Operation Epic Fury.
I'm good at sending sources. Go ahead. I mean, you can send them in the Discord, or you can just tell me who to look up.
The most lethal, most complex, and most precise aerial operation in history. For 47 long years, the expansionist and Islamist regime in Tehran has waged a savage, one-sided war against America. They didn't always declare it openly, except for their constant chants of death to America. They did it through the blood of our people. Car bombs in Beirut, rocket attacks on our ships.
See, like, Pete Hegseth isn't even saying they shot first. He's saying it in, like, an abstract context where it's like the Beirut bombing and the embassy takeover. But he's not saying, like, they shot their missiles at our carriers first, so this is just a retaliation. No.
Murders at our embassies, roadside bombs in Iraq and Afghanistan. Funded and armed by Iranian Quds Force and IRGC killers.
This is long overdue. I mean, I don't disagree that the Iranian regime is horrible and absolutely represses their people. However, we need an actual plan when we do this. And unfortunately for the Iranian people, we don't have a plan. And so my leading theory about what's about to happen is the IRGC youth are about to about to usurp the current IRGC because they see them as weak, and they're going to install a new dictatorship. That's my theory. But I guess we'll see. Who knows what's going to happen? Who fucking knows, really? Isn't that great? We love doing war like that. More American soldiers are gonna die. Do you even know the names of those American soldiers? Oh wait, what are their names? Oh wait, what are their names? I'm waiting. What are their names, MAGA? Who are the 4 U.S. troops that died? What are their names? Okay, well, I may have... Yeah, what are their names? What are their names, MAGA? I'm waiting. You can't tell me their names. You're going to pearl clutch about Laken Riley, but you don't even know the service members who died. You don't even know their names. It's a meme. Nobody knows their names. It's a meme. Yeah. Yeah, they're not released yet. They're not released yet. But when they are, I'm going to remind you guys every day that this is, these are the U.S. soldiers that had to die because Trump is bad at diplomacy. Oh, they signed up for it. So Dear Johnson is okay with U.S. soldiers dying. Interesting. They signed up for it. Wow. How quickly they betray their morals. Anyways,
My generation of veterans carry the names of brothers who never came home. Brothers butchered by Iranian-backed roadside bombs and well-armed militias. Thousands of our own.
Yeah, Sans.
We
Their
didn't
names
start
aren't
this war.
released to the public yet. I know. Hegseth is an ugly person, Dean. I understand. He is hard to look at. Oh, it's 6 U.S. troops. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 of our fucking U.S. military members, 6 of them have died because Donald Trump is bad at diplomacy. What other way am I supposed to look at it from? What other way am I truly supposed to look at it? Sick.
But
dude.
under President Trump, we are finishing it.
Yeah,
Their war
we're
on
finishing
Americans
it
has
with
become
American
our
blood.
retribution
That's just a fact, dude.
against their Ayatollah and his death cult. It took the 47th president, a fighter who always puts America first, to finally draw the line after
But we got
47 years
flagpoles.
of Iran.
That is true. We do have flags, I guess. I don't really know what that means, but they're here.
Iranian belligerence. He reminded the world, as he has time and time again, being an American means something unbreakable. If you kill Americans, if you threaten Americans anywhere on earth, we will hunt you down without apology and without hesitation, and we will kill you. President Trump has also been very consistent. Crazy regimes like Iran, hell-bent on prophetic...
A platoon of soldiers, 13 U.S. military members, due to a withdrawal caused by Trump. That's a platoon now. Interesting.
Islamist delusions cannot have nuclear weapons. It's common sense. Many have said it, but it takes guts to actually enforce it, and our president has guts. Iran's stubborn and self-evident nuclear pursuits, their targeting of global shipping lanes, and their swelling arsenal of ballistic missiles.
And a new billionaire ballroom and plane none of us are invited to. Yeah, that thing is probably bugged to hell, by the way. You want to talk about corruption? You want to talk about fraud? Meanwhile, you got the biggest fraud in the entire world running the White House. Yeah, no smoke for that. That was Biden's fault? No, my friend. The Afghanistan withdrawal was because of Donald Trump's horrible diplomacy. We don't negotiate with fucking terrorists. And yet, that's what that traitor did when he decided to let Afghanistan be run by the Taliban. What are you talking about? Biden's fault. I'm sorry, he had to clean up an absolute fucking mess. And here we have Trump. Well, I would have kept Bagram Air Base. No, he probably would have just kept us there and reneged on its promise. Unfortunately, Biden believed in the Constitution and believed in America and believed we keep our promises. So that was all Trump's decision, my friend. Was 100% Biden's fault. No, my friend. What happened was Donald Trump shook hands with the Taliban and traded countless Afghani lives for good feelings. You're fucking stupid. Thank you. Kiefer Unmanned Aviation. You're stuck on stupid. Thank you. I appreciate that, friend.
And killer drones are no longer tolerable risks. Iran was building powerful missiles and drones to create a conventional shield for their nuclear black.
Well, historians disagree with you, Dean. Presidential historians rate Biden as at number 14th as greatest presidents of all time. Trump is not anywhere near there. Yep, you are. Thank you. A lot of keyboard warriors today, I'm noticing. Not a lot of call-ins, but that's all right. That's all right.
Blackmail ambitions.
We got a big
Let me
show,
say that again.
so we'd
A
have to keep it
conventional
brief
shield
anyways.
for their nuclear blackmail ambitions. Our bases, our people, our allies, all in their crosshairs. Iran had a conventional gun to our head as they tried to lie their way to a nuclear bomb. It almost worked under Obama and his terrible deal, but not under this president.
Another
Turns out the
bullshit
regime-
war. Exactly. If you enjoy dunking on the liberals, on this liberal cuck, like and subscribe. Yeah, that's important. If you like catching sick dubs on me, remember to like and sub. Our president will start a war with Iran because he's weak and ineffective and has no negotiation skills. Quote from Donald Trump. Hey, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? I wonder if you agree with this, Robert. I believe that this war was completely preventable, and it started all the way back when Donald Trump pulled out of the JCPOA. Completely preventable. What do we do now if they weren't trying to get nuclear power, like energy? Who do we know? How do we know if they weren't trying to get nuclear power like energy? Well, I think that was their claim, and you should have seen some of the concessions they were willing to make right before we bombed them. My opinion has kind of changed on this since I've received some new data. They were offering, like, entering a consortium for their nuclear energy. They were offering a lot of shit. And originally I felt that these were just like the death promises of a desperate despot. But I think they were genuine. We used to have inspectors. Yeah, we used to until we pulled out. And they still were technically, like, there were still agencies inspecting, but it wasn't nearly as robust as it was when we were in it. Nicotine. Okay, I'm trying to quit vaping. We're trying out here. Anyways. By the way, thank you guys so much for the likes and the subs. It really means the world to me. If you guys are enjoying the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're feeling extra spicy, you can go check out my Ko-Fi and donate some money there and get it read on screen. I think that's how it works. I don't know. Anyways, and Iraq had absolutely nothing to do with 9/11. Very true. They were and are liars. Well, that's easy to just say, but without, I mean, I do agree. They were disregarding the agency that was in charge of checking their nuclear program. But that all started when Donald Trump pulled out of the JCPOA.
Who chanted death to America and death to Israel was gifted death from America and death from Israel.
Whoa! Major whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Get the fucking streamers out. That was a sick dub by Pete Hegseth. So fucking lame.
This is not a so-called regime change war, but the regime sure did change.
Wow! But the regime sure did change. Fucking sick. That's right. This is Pete Hegseth, bitch. So fucking lame. So lame, dude. Oh my god. This wasn't a regime-changed war. But what should it change? These are like fucking comic book level fucking shitty one-liners. What is this? The regime sure did change, my princess.
And the world is better off for it. Today, in their desperation, the enemy is unmasked. As Iranian missiles and drones rain down indiscriminately on the hotels, airports, apartments, and other civilian targets of their neighbors. Cowardly terrorist tactics from a regime that for decades has trafficked in cowardly terrorist tactics, lies, death, and destruction to this day. The Iranian leadership has built nothing except proxies and missiles and drones and deeply
Iran
buried
say
nuclear
a peep when
factories
Saddam
and
was in
facilities.
power. Yeah, I do, unfortunately. You know, that's a fact that we came upon after, right? We realized, oh shit, like, we can't just come in and destroy a power structure without providing an alternative. And it's the same exact thing we're doing here. It's the exact fucking same.
Peaceful nuclear ambitions do not need to be buried underneath mountains. Last June, Operation Midnight Hammer obliterated their nuclear program to rubble.
Well, Saddam
Afterward, we told
was
them plainly,
being a dipshit, so, you know, there was, hey, at least there was more build-up than this.
that's it, now make a deal. They arrogantly refused.
Way more of a
We
casus
said,
belli.
rebuild it, and we'll stop you again, this time far worse. Well, President Trump, Secretary Rubio, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, they bent over backwards for real diplomacy, offering pathway after pathway to peace. I watched it. I was there. They tried over and over and over again earnest attempts at peace.
Yeah,
The former regime had every
really bad
chance
Saddam,
to make.
You know, we don't want to clean the image of Saddam Hussein. They have no plan, just like the last GOP administration had no plan for Iraq. Amen, dude. And I think this is extremely dangerous because there's factions within within Iran that are they're more extreme than the IRGC. We needed a plan. We needed to have some backing. We needed some skin in the game, and we ain't got no skin in the game right now. It's hope and prayers. You know what I mean? Please, people of Iran, please rise up. Like, what is this? This isn't a fucking video game where you can just raise levies. You actually have to have some influence and something. It's so sad. We can't just go force our way of life on people. Like, I agree to a certain extent. I need my camera box higher. Maybe. I might, I'm working on a new gamer interface, or gamer box interface that incorporates my cam, so that's coming soon, don't worry. Alright. Yeah, regime change starts at home. We need a backing in this horse. You know, we need popularity amongst the people.
A peaceful and sensible deal.
Hold on, I'll be right
But Tehran
back.
was not negotiating. They were stalling, buying time to reload their missile stockpiles and restart their nuclear ambitions. Their goal, hold us hostage, threatening to strike our forces. Well, President Trump doesn't play those games.
Nuh-uh.
And as Secretary
Daddy
Rubio
Trump
said
doesn't
after the
play.
Maduro raid, if you
I
don't
need a
know,
blanket 'cause it's
now you know.
cold.
President Trump puts America and Americans first. He doesn't hesitate,
cool.
and neither do our troops. The mission of Operation Epic Fury is
The people looked happy to me. I haven't seen too many happy videos, but you know, there were similar videos coming out in multiple of our other wars, and didn't turn out too well in those either. Civilians versus military, how can they take over? The attack wasn't thought out. Get ready for a long war and possible a draft. This won't end soon. Well, I don't. I would hesitate to be as doomer about it. I don't know if there will be a draft, but I do think we'll be in there for a very long time. It seems Iran has been 2 weeks away from a completed nuke for over 30 years. So saith war criminal Netanyahu. Yeah, Netanyahu's a real piece of work. Anyways, let's hey, look how serious this is our Department of War head. You can tell. I hear the more grease he puts in his hair, the more powerful his more powerful of a tactician he is.
Laser focused. Destroy Iranian offensive missiles, destroy Iranian missile production, destroy their navy and other security infrastructure, and they will never have nuclear weapons.
Yeah, I don't think there will be
We're
a
hitting
draft,
them surgically,
but
overwhelming.
IDK, but I do think there will be more drive for military recruitment from the administration. Soros, IDK, I think I'm going to be the same BS like Maduro. Dictator might be removed, but the regime is still there in Iran's case. I actually disagree. I don't think we want the current regime, but I'm afraid of what comes after. Did Trump destroy Iran's nuke making facilities just last month? Yeah, I mean, he's basically admitting that he failed. Excuse me. No, war is going different from now on. So embarrassing. The folly many have fallen upon, my friend.
And unapologetically.
By
With
the
every
way, if you
passing
guys are
day, our
enjoying the
capabilities
stream,
get
don't forget to
stronger
like
and
and
Iran's
subscribe.
get
It really helps
weaker.
out the channel.
We set the
And
terms.
feel free to
the-
click on my profile and donate to my Ko-Fi link. Sorry, I've been told I need to plug that a little more, so I'm going to try to.
This war, from start to finish.
Anyways,
Our ambitions are not utopian.
he said that
they are
destroyed
realistic,
them in November.
scoped
Yeah,
to our
literally. He's admitting defeat with this. He's admitting that we didn't completely destroy their nuclear program. And I mean, that was obvious for anybody who even has an iota of knowledge about these types of conflicts. But the regime there will be hard to remove because of their religious brainwashing. And that's what I'm afraid of. So if you don't know, there is a sect of radicalized youth trained by the IRGC. And they actually are a bigger threat, in my opinion. Sorry, one moment. I have to adjust something real quick here, guys. My bad. Little preview of what we're going to be talking about after all of this. Sorry, just wanted to make sure I didn't miss any calls or any tips or anything. Anyways.
Interests and the defense of our people and our allies. Speaking of people,
Iran has
we hope the
amazing
Iranian people
recovery.
take
Back to
advantage.
2 weeks away to have a nuke. I know. I mean, they must have some pretty extreme technology there. Their breakout time must be better than fucking Japan's breakout time, which is one of the strong. I'm not meaning to cast that. Which is probably the closest in the world. The regime is highly unpopular in the 2022 uprising. Over 80% wanted the regime gone. Yeah, the regime's unpopular. I'm just the civilian doesn't have weaponry right now. And so that's why it would have been a lot smarter to have just to have had a plan, honestly. I mean, it's crazy that we have to ask for a plan. A more competent leader would have already had one and have explained it to the nation. But we get the Trump Meister, baby.
Advantage of this incredible opportunity. President Trump has been clear. Now is your time. To Iranian security forces, choose wisely. President Trump has also been clear about your fate in either direction. To the media outlets and political left screaming endless wars, stop.
Stop.
This is not Iraq.
Stop. Just stop. Please stop. This is such please clap energy, bro. To the people saying there will be endless wars, just stop. Okay. Stop, please. Bro, what is that? That is so dumb. Stop. Just stop. Okay. Hey, destruction level.
This is not endless. I was there for both. Our generation knows better, and so does this president. He called the last 20 years of nation-building wars dumb, and he's right. This is the opposite.
Oh, okay.
This operation is a clear...
you. All right, that makes sense. It's the opposite. It's not the same. It's different, actually, guys. It's completely different. Yeah, you guys are actually the idiots for even thinking that this would be the same. Stop it. Just stop. So stupid, bro.
Devastating, decisive mission.
Our Department
destroy
of
the
War
missile
Chief.
threat, destroy the Navy, no nukes.
No nukes.
Israel has clear missions as well, for which we are grateful.
What were the objectives? Let's
as
hear
we've
that
said
again, Pete.
Navy, no nuke. Stating decisive mission. Destroy the missile threat, destroy the Navy, no nukes.
All right. So destroy the Navy, destroy the missile threat, no nukes. So we do realize that they have massive missile stockpiles underground, right? Something that I don't think we could even pull up that video. Just stop. Dude. That's a vintage meme. Oh, the please clap? Yeah, this is please clap energy. Here, I'll show you. This is a classic meme if you guys don't know. Jeb Bush, famous failure. Unfortunately, this is... You guys want to see what destroyed Jeb Bush's entire campaign?
Jeb Bush
had an even worse one.
He's having a really bad campaign. Look at this campaign moment. This is in Hanover on Tuesday. Look at this.
I think the next...
Let me turn it up a little bit for you guys. Oh shit! I don't know why my
president needs to be a lot quieter, but send a signal that we're prepared to act in the national security interests of this country to get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
Oh no! Ouch, man! Please clap. Ugh. Ah, look at the sadness on this fun's face. Not that one, but cool. It's a basketball player saying, "Just stop. Get some help." Oh, Michael, stop it. Get some help. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, bruh. This is what he's talking about.
I'm Michael Jordan. McDonald's
Hi, Michael.
restaurants have given me this time to talk to you about something we both really care about, kids.
Yeah.
Kids
Wow.
are the reason McDonald's sponsors their Get It Straight program, a national drug awareness effort. Think about this. Many of you using drugs out there now are under 18. Do you realize that at 18, you have lived only 1/4 of your life? When you're using drugs, you're only cheating yourself out of the chance to find out who you really can be. And believe me, if you don't use drugs, you can just about be anything you want to be.
Damn right.
Listen, you got at least 3/4 of your life to go. That's 3 more lifetimes to you. So don't blow it. Don't do drugs. If you're doing it, stop it. Get some help.
Get some help.
McDonald's wants you to give yourself a chance.
McDonald's wants you to give yourself a chance so you can keep buying those fucking burgers, baby. stop it. Get some help. Think, every gram of crack you smoke, that's like the equivalency of 3 burgers you're not stuffing your face with. So, if you need a reminder.
So don't blow it. Don't do drugs. If you're doing it, stop it. Get some help.
There we go. Just remember that, guys. Kind of the same energy going on here, you know? Kind of the same energy. Although Michael Jordan, he's obviously got way more charisma than Pete Kegsbreath. But kind of the same dealio going on.
Israel has clear missions as well, for which we are grateful. Capable partners. As we've said since the beginning, capable partners are good partners.
My friend, you're
unlike so many of our traditional allies who wring their hands and clutch their pearls, hemming and hawing about the use of force. America, regardless of what so-called international institutions say, is unleashing the most lethal and precise air power campaign.
Yeah, we got our own international institution, baby. Board of Peace! We got the Board of Peace, baby. That's right, we got the most peaceful people on the planet. Vladimir Putin. I can't think of a more peaceful entity. Let's go. Board of Peace. Oh, these are little demons. Well, I'll fight some demons. I'm always down.
History. B-2s, fighters, drones, missiles, and of course, classified effects. All on our terms.
Okay.
With maximum authorities. No stupid rules of engagement, no nation-building
stupid
quagmire,
rules
no
of engagement.
democracy-building exercise,
Dumb.
no politically
Lame.
correct wars. We fight to win, and we don't
Lame.
waste time.
Rules of engagement, lame.
Or lives.
Rules of engagement. Oh, fuck.
As the president warned, an effort of this scope will include casualties.
Oh, great.
War is hell.
War is hell. Something we didn't even need to get into, but I'll let you guys know it is hell. We didn't need to do this, but think about how lame it would have been if we didn't. Get fucking wrecked, scrub. Okay, I gotta heal. Oh, fucking wrecked. Oh, geez, we got people. What are you? I'm not a fan of whatever that guy's selling. Sir, I don't buy at that price. Sorry. Yeah, I think I might be dead, actually. I think we've got a very strong chance of utter death, which is never great. Oh, well, would you look at that?
And always will be. A grateful nation honors the 4 Americans we have lost thus far and those injured. The absolute best of America. May we prosecute the remainder of this operation in a manner that honors them. No apologies, no hesitation, epic fury.
Oh my God, he goes on that whole tangent and then he goes, epic fury. Dude, what 13-year-old named this mission? What 13-year-old named this mission? Hold on. By the way, if you guys are feeling like you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. Think about the last time you used the U.S. Constitution, like actually used it. We don't need that shit. You're okay, so you just don't believe in the American principles. Got you. I feel like you're probably a Russian disinfo agent, Ace Ventura. What made you to pick that name? Were you like, oh, Ace Ventura, very, very culturally relevant in America? What, did you do that? Remember when they named the operation Midnight Hammer? Yeah, dude.
Thousands of Americans before them, taken too soon
Bunch of idiots.
by Iranian radicals. Before I turn it over to General Kane for the operational update, let me speak straight to
I want to get a
you,
quest here.
the Joint Force, our warriors on the front lines. This is your moment. This is the generational turning point America has waited for since 1979, and since the
we're not going to support you. We may bomb a couple places, but this is your moment. It's up to you, not us. Fucking idiots. Haters will say I'm a Russian disinfo agent, comrades. It seems like it. It seems like you're a bit of a Russian disinfo agent, but if not, you would know how much of a meme that is, because most of our laws are based in the Constitution. So that would be why the Constitution is used in your everyday life. The Constitution is used as a justification for most of our laws. So
my generation, our generation, endured. Don't listen to the noise. Just stay focused. Our commander-in-chief is steady at the wheel. We face a determined enemy, but you are better. But we must prove it every single day. History doesn't care if we're tired, if we're scared, or if the fight feels big. It demands warriors who rise anyway. Peace through strength,
I guess.
The warrior ethos, lethality, unity of purpose, those are not slogans. They're the beating heart of what it means to wear the uniform.
The Constitution is currently toilet paper? Well, the admin is using it as toilet paper, but your average American doesn't think that. I promise you that, my friend. We have respect for our Constitution, but I won't lie that it is being tested every day by the Trump admin. Is this my bed? I hope so. Looks comfy. The word study at the wheel, carrying a lot of weight there. I don't know if that made sense. Yeah, I would have deleted that too.
You think clearly under fire, you act decisively in chaos, you uphold the Constitution, and you uphold our country without hesitation.
I gotta level up a little more.
We are not defenders anymore. We are warriors, trained to kill the enemy and break their will. History is watching. Be the force you swore an oath to be: focused, disciplined, lethal, and unbreakable. We will finish this on America First conditions of President Trump's choosing. Nobody else's, as it should be.
Nobody else's.
And know this above all: President Trump and I have your back, always. Through fire, through criticism,
when was the USA
fake
under
news,
threat?
Through everything.
We're still not quite sure on that question, but we'll get back to you on that one, okay? We'll get back to you on that one. So stupid. This entire thing is so dumb. By the way, can I join the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild? Sorry if I'm being sarcastic. I thought you were a Republican. Oh, no, my friend. Trump is an absolute stinker. Trump is an absolute stinky butthead who smells like farts. And I'm not even joking. He literally smells like shit. According to many people. Sounds like a mob boss, you boss. How Trump's acting? Yeah, for sure. I think he is a huge criminal. Lock him up!
Unleash you because you are the best,
him and his family
most powerful,
for the next 30 years,
most lethal fighting force the world has ever seen.
Probably
may
pardon
Almighty
Ghislaine
God
Maxwell by the
watch over
time
you,
he's out of there.
And his providential arms of protection extend over you.
Oh,
Godspeed, warriors.
Godspeed.
General Kane, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary, and good morning, everyone. The purpose of my portion of briefing today is to update you and the American people on the actions taken thus far. The briefing will discuss the preparation, the planning, setting the force, the early operations, and how we're assessing the progress thus far. So let's get started. On Saturday, 28 February at 01:15 Eastern Standard Time, 9:45 a.m. local Tehran time, on the orders of the President of the United States. U.S. Central Command, under the command of United States Navy Admiral Brad Cooper, commenced Operation Epic Fury. As I said, I'm going to walk you through the initial phases of the operation. But first, I want to express my deep condolences and the condolences of the Joint Force to the Department of War personnel killed and wounded in actions thus far.
That's cool.
As the Secretary said, they're heroes and represent the best of our...
They didn't have the capability of doing so until 44-46. Slide them. No, my friend. Biden, what game are you playing there? I am playing Morrowind, actually. Highly recommend it. I have the Tamriel rebuilt mod, so it does have all of Ardenfell, obviously, and Morrowind's main island, but also a couple other places. The Fury is epic. Oh yeah, dude. This Fury, it's fucking sick, bro. It's sick nasty. I wish our administration took our military actually seriously, but you can only hope. You can only hope. Anyways, I want to get a home in Morrowind. That's going to be my next goal. I want to get a home so I can just come out fucking and quest a little bit and not even focus on the main story until I'm super powerful. Sounds fun to me. Was this a trade house? Yes, I need to sleep. I need to sleep and think about some things. Watch out for those cat people. They are sneaky. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't want to say anything about Pikajit, but we all know what I'm thinking. Oh, this is... what, my crime has been reported? What crime am I engaging in? Well, it doesn't look like I'm in too much trouble. Yeah, let me sleep. My crime? What crime? The crime of seeing if I can sleep on a bed? Unbelievable. All right, now we can level up.
Our nation has to offer. They're true examples of what selfless service means. Our deepest and heartfelt condolences are with their families, their friends, and their units. We grieve with you, and we will never forget you. Additionally, I stand here before you today grateful for each service member, planner, logistician, operator across our joint force.
I have
for our Department
never
of War civilians, our
once in my life, this guy is, I'm pretty sure he's respected, so I'm not going to be mean on him or be like too hard, but logistician, I have never once heard it called logistician. But hey, shout out.
Our intelligence community teammates, our interagency teammates who continue to stand in harm's way alongside us. I am proud of all of you as you take the fight to the enemy, and we are the best in the world at integrating, period. I want to extend my personal gratitude to the dedicated commanders and senior enlisted leaders and the enlisted members of the Joint Force who are fighting this fight across the CENTCOM AOR. In addition to Admiral Cooper and Fleet Master Chief Compton, I want to highlight a few today. U.S. Army.
It's so frustrating. Like, I believe in the pivot to Asia personally, because I feel like China is much more of a threat than somewhere like Iran. But oh well. Oh well. I could see how this may potentially affect Chinese oil, maybe, but in general, I feel like they'll just find somewhere else to pump it out. You know, it'll honestly just make them depend more on Russia. And that is, obviously, we love that. Thank you, President Trump.
Army Central Command Commander Lieutenant General Pat Frank, who, along with his
Pat
team,
Frank.
are fighting the
That's a cool
counter
name.
missile and counter drone fight. United States Navy Central Command Commander Vice Admiral Kurt Renshaw and his team, who are engaged
That's
with
a
the Iranian
military
Navy
name. Kurt
and
Renshaw?
projecting American
That's a
naval
military
combat
name.
power from the seas. And United States Air
By the way,
Force
if you
Central
guys are
Command
enjoying the
Commander
stream, don't
Lieutenant
forget to
General
like
Derek
and
France
subscribe. We're really
and
close
his
to
leadership
400
team,
subs,
who are
so
crushing Iranian targets
that's
from the air.
exciting.
I want to highlight the support to the CENTCOM fight from other combatant commands who are directly involved with this effort, to include U.S. Spacecom, U.S. Cybercom, and U.S. UCOM.
Let's
I
go,
also want to
Spacecom.
specifically call out United States Transportation Command and U.S. STRATCOM for their contributions to this fight. We cannot project American combat power at the time and place of our choosing without both. And finally, I want to express how deeply thankful I am for the continued service and sacrifice of the entire Joint Force and their families. Their unwavering commitment and dedication are the cornerstones of this effort. So let me start with a few details. First, to be clear, as the Secretary said, this is not a single overnight operation.
Yeah,
the military
obviously.
objectives that CENTCOM and the Joint Force have been tasked with will take some time to achieve, and in some cases will be difficult and gritty work. We expect to
great.
take additional losses, and as always,
Great.
we
More
will
American
work to
lives
minimize
for Trump's
U.S.
shitty
losses. But as the
diplomacy.
Secretary said, this is major combat operations. So let me talk about the preparation and the planning. On February 28th, the full strength of America's armed forces came together in a unified purpose against a capable and determined adversary. The United States Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, Space Force,
Listen,
Coast
I
Guard,
know-
and our
so,
reserve
like-
components integrated across our
Space Force will save us from Space Iran. Yeah, the Butlerian Jihad coming this way. And the Tyranids. Fuck yeah, I love 40K, bro. Chaos Space Marine player right here, gang. We love the Chaos Space Marines. Big fans. They're way more loyal than their Corpse God brethren.
combatant commands and began coordinated operations with the Israeli armed forces of an
Fight
unprecedented
your own bullshit wars. I mean, it is just so dumb. Like, this is not how you should go about it, especially because there's not like a popular resistance movement. There was just protest. That's it. Where's the resistance movement?
scale. As the Secretary laid out, our military objectives are clear. Our mission is to protect and defend ourselves and, together with our regional partners, prevent Iran from the ability to project power outside of its borders, and be ready for follow-on actions as appropriate. Across every domain, land, air, sea, cyber, the U.S. Joint Force delivered synchronized and layered effects designed to disrupt, degrade, deny, and destroy Iran's
I
ability
feel like
to
we had a nuclear treaty with Iran. So you're talking about the JCPOA. That was an agreement between the United States and Iran, which basically limited Iran's ability to enrich to a certain point. However, what happened was that Donald Trump pulled out of that agreement because he said it wasn't a good deal because Obama did it. So, you know how he is with Obama. But ever since then, there hasn't been a deal. And this is entirely Donald Trump's fault because he pulled out of it in his first term. And didn't present the Iranian regime with a better deal. Didn't present anyone with a better deal, actually. Didn't even have ideas of a better deal. So, that's what's going
conduct
on
and
there.
sustain combat operations. On the U.S. side, this marked the culmination of months and in some cases years of deliberate planning and refinement against this particular target set.
Our targets are probably IRGC areas. No, I'll help a pilgrim later. Sorry, man. They're probably IRGC related targets. So training camps, missile locations, stuff like that, headquarters. But the issue is a lot of their military installations are not above ground. They're in deep bunkers in mountains, and they're very well defended. So I don't think we're gonna have to have boots on the ground eventually if we really want to take this to the regime.
From precision strikes against key military infrastructure to persistent intelligence and targeting integration to the close coordination
You know,
of the
you're memeing,
components across
Ace,
vast
but that's not even that far off from what he said. I know that's a meme of his, but that's not even that far off from what he's proposed. It's very sad. Trump might have money, but the money never bought him class. Yeah, I agree. He's a pig, bro. You know? Just frankly put, he's a pig.
Piggy. This operation again demonstrated America's reach, readiness, and professionalism, and that of our joint united force. It was historic not only in the operational scope, but in the level of joint integration displayed across every element of the joint force.
So like this part I'm probably going to skip past because I know my military is badass. Our military is the most well-refined machine in the entire world. So I have no doubt that our military is kicking ass. And I have no doubt in our military leaders kicking ass.
Cooper knows exactly and precisely what kind of threat matrix he's looking at, the way they might change their techniques and how we adapt to that. So we're making sure the theater commander has absolutely everything he needs. I mean, one of the things the chairman mentioned is for months and months, even before we built up, we ensured that we had maximum defensive capabilities in theater to allow the president the decision space in the future. So even before this buildup in the last 30 days, we discreetly brought defensive assets in to make sure, understanding that there are Iranian capabilities. As far as time frame, I would never hang a time frame from our perspective. The commander-in-chief sets the op tempo and terms of this fight. As I said, it's on his terms. And we'll make sure that Admiral Cooper and his team have everything they need, not just to defend. I mean, the best defense is good offense. And so
They take the funding seriously? Well, I think our military is badass, you know? The way we do our military, the amount of non-commissioned officers and stuff like that. I do think our military is well refined. And so, of course I've got rattles now. So I have I believe in our military, and I think our military has proved that it's an incredibly badass. So I don't think our military is gonna fuck up here. The problem is that they have incompetent leaders behind them. I feel like he just said Matrix to sound cool. Oh, dude, yes. Pete Hegseth is the definition of a performative, of just being the most performative individual in the world, you know? He is not a serious individual.
We're aggressively pushing into that airspace over that southern flank to ensure that we control it and we destroy anything that moves that would attempt to shoot us. Think of it as shooting the archer instead of the arrows. That's where we want to be. And we have the kind of exquisite intelligence to get over the top, find that and destroy it. It won't happen overnight.
It just shows how infantile he is. How absolutely infantile he is. We'd rather be shooting the places that are shooting the arrows. No shit. What kind of comment is that? Yeah, no shit, my friend. You know what the issue is that the goddamn arrow shooters are deep underground. Aggressively pushing like how Bubba aggressively pushed members into Trump's mouth. Yeah, I know. Deep into his mouth. I feel bad for, feel bad for poor Donnie boy. Justice for Bubba. That's all I'm going to say. Justice for Bubba. We don't know if he wanted Donnie to blow him. We don't know that. He could, we're assuming Bubba is another conspirator. Bubba might be a victim. Bubba might be a victim.
This is a big battle space with a lot of capabilities. Yep. That's part of the reason why it's such a threat to us. That's why.
This is part of the reason why it's called a fucking quagmire and we shouldn't be there. Oh, look. Oh no, they're diseased? Why is the scrib diseased? He probably couldn't take it. Yeah. Poor Bubba. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the stream and you want justice for Bubba as well, don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, what's attacking me? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want any of this smoke. I'm going to be honest, gang. All right. I don't want any of this smoke, but if you're dealing the smoke, then... Oh, okay. All right. You just let me get up and you are so screwed. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, I don't know who those people were, but I'm not a fan and I think they smell. I'd rather the Secretary of War not be texting our plans to everyone. OpenMW or Vanilla Engine? OpenMW. I am using Tamriel Rebuilt as well.
I talk about conventional umbrella to blackmail nuclear ambitions. They were building up this conventional arsenal in order to ensure that no one would ever block them from their ability to get nuclear weapons. So we're very clear-eyed about the nature of this Iranian threat, and we're going to get after it. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for the question. The only thing I'll add is unlike an operation, a single operation like Midnight Hammer or Absolute Resolve, it'll take some time for us to conduct battle damage assessment, and the targeting cycle that CENTCOM will run will take those things into effect. Admiral Cooper will adjust his plan and fires accordingly.
I think what he was talking about was... the eye drop medication he uses so he doesn't look absolutely hammered at these meetings. He might have gotten that mixed up. Nice. I've done some mod work for some projects in OpenMW. Oh, that is super cool. Shout out. Well, I think you and the team have done amazing jobs. So thank you. I appreciate that.
To ensure that we're attriting that. He's focused on long-range strike capability coming out of the enemy, and that's a key and essential part of it.
That is super cool.
Still
Thank you for checking out my channel.
Front.
Yeah, that's what I mean when I say we're still doing BDA. Normally we'd be able to see a singular thing and we'd assess pretty quickly. He's doing offense and assessment simultaneously, so it'll take longer for us to assess than it would in a single operation.
Secretary Hegseth, thank you. Reagan Reese with the Daily Caller. 2 questions for you. The president said yesterday in his video message that we will leave Iran when we complete all of our objectives. What are our objectives? And can you share more information on how the soldiers who were killed were killed?
Well, there is actually a brand called Clear Eyes. So I do kind of feel like it might have been a little Freudian slip right there, my friend. Clear Eyes? Nobody says that as something that is that's not a common phrase. Freudian slips.
Well, I laid out the objectives, as did the chairman. They're
our eyes are
nested.
clear.
I mean, Iran has an ability to project power against us and our allies in ways that we can't tolerate. So whether that's ballistic missiles and drones, so offensive capabilities, effectively their navy, which would attempt to set other terms and impose different costs.
Modding Fallout 4.
Drone capabilities, which
by
we
modding
laid out there.
New
And
Vegas.
Ultimately, though, this tying it back to Midnight Hammer.
I actually use. Sorry, I'm smoking or vaping tobacco. Anyways, if I actually use, excuse me. I actually use Fallout New Vegas as a basis for a lot of my liberal ideology, dude. That game is all about freedom and how government systems affect humanity. I am a huge fan, and it is actually what got me into politics. Like, not modern, but, not like the scene, but just how people are governed and what it means to have freedom and liberty. Anyways, I gotta fuck these losers.
The president has been willing to make a deal. You can't have a nuclear bomb. Radical Islamists can't have a nuclear bomb that they wield against the world. He gave them every single opportunity. Then we precisely took it away. And even then, after that, they didn't have that. They didn't come to the table with a willingness to give it away. So ultimately, those nuclear ambitions, which never ceased, are something that had to be addressed as well. So that's a discrete sense.
Nuclear ambitions that would have been addressed had you have not pulled out of the JCPOA. Idiot. Dumbass. Loser. Stinky. Alcohol breath. I think Mr. House is Elon. Mr. House, I disagree. I think Mr. House isn't nearly as much of a fucking sociopath. Mr. House was not convinced on spreading his seed across the wasteland. But I see where you're coming from. I do see where you're coming from. What do you guys think what faction do you guys think I chose in New Vegas? Just based on what I've been saying. What faction do you guys feel I chose in New Vegas?
Of what's being addressed here to ensure
For
that
those
they
of
can't
you who don't know,
use that
don't
conventional
spoil it.
umbrella to continue a pursuit of nuclear ambitions. And then as it pertains to the U.S. casualties, that particular incident was, you have air defenses and the lot's coming in and you hit most of it. And we absolutely do. We have incredible air defenders.
I like how the
every once in a while you might have
just
one,
glitches
unfortunately,
out
we call it a
sometimes
squirter
and I can hear
that
it.
makes
The
its way
sound's supposed
through.
to be off.
And in that particular case, it happened to hit a tactical operations center that was fortified, but these are powerful weapons. So we certainly will do, as I said, moments like that, as we remember them and we take care of them and take care of their families, only stiffen our resolve to ensure that
Mr. House was on hella ketamine. Oh yeah, dude. Elon is walked out. He is fucking walked out on that fucking ketamine. I don't get. I've never done ketamine personally, but it doesn't sound very fun to me. It just sounds like your fucking typical, like sedated experience, I guess. Who knows? Maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I don't know the truth and that ketamine is actually fucking amazing and fucking opens up your third eye. I'm good. I don't want to know. And keep that. Joe Rogan can keep that, Joe Grogan. Anyways, let's continue watching Pete.
we do this properly.
Thank you.
Yeah. Right here.
Thank you, Secretary Hegseth. I had two questions for you. First, are there currently any American boots on the ground in Iran?
No, but we're not going to go into the exercise of what we will or will not do. I think it's one of those fallacies for a long time that this department or presidents or others should tell the American people this, and our enemies, by the way, here's exactly what we'll do. Here's exactly how long we'll go.
Here's exactly what we'll do. Here's what we're gonna do. What a baby. I'm sick of it. I don't want to tell the American public. It's bullshit. That's the Fox News host that we all know and love coming out. That's bullshit. We shouldn't have to tell our enemies nothing. I don't like it. He is like such a whiny little stinker, isn't he?
Here's exactly how far we'll go. Here's what we're willing to do and not do. It's foolishness.
It's foolish.
And so President Trump ensures that our enemies understand we'll go as far as we need to go to advance American interests. But we're not dumb about it. You don't have to roll 200,000 people in there and stay for 20 years. We've proven that you can achieve objectives that advance American interests without being foolish about it. Now, will we be bold about it? Are we willing to be decisive about it?
I'm
Do we
going to
put
be
months and
decisive.
months of
I'm
planning
gonna be
into
the
what kind of
decisive-
effects we want to achieve?
be decisive
Absolutely.
Secretary of War.
But going forward, why in the world would we tell you, the enemy, anybody what we will or will?
Now you're running into this issue where we have this thing called the free press, and we get to hold you accountable, and you have to tell us what you're doing because this is a democracy where people vote on things, and you have to be open about it. So that would be the issue. That the Romans? No, my friend. I choose NCR every time. I can't not. I'm sorry. As bloated and inefficient as it may be on some occasions, it is still a nation that is focused on igniting the old world values of democracy and freedom. Taxation does not mean, you got to pay your due. But with that due, you get a lot. You get protection from the waste and your freedom to live a healthy life. I won't say what happens in the TV show to my favorite faction in the game, but just remember Shady Sands. That's all I'm going to say. Remember Shady Sands. I do think they're gearing up to make them actually like a way bigger faction and all that. So
Will not do in
I
pursuit
think
of
I think I was very disappointed in season 1 to see what had happened, but I actually think they're gearing up for something like something new. I'm very excited.
objective. We fight.
NCR is poorly funded. See, that's why you gotta help them out as the courier. You gotta be like, you gotta help them out in some areas and help them figure some stuff out. But I think they're, once the Baja soldiers start to come in, then you start to see their might. But I do agree, they didn't put nearly the resources they needed to into the New Vegas campaign, and they really regretted that. They paid dearly.
To win. We fight to achieve the objectives the President of the United States has laid out, and we will do so unapologetically. Thank
Is there
you.
any significance to Israel carrying out the strike to kill the Ayatollah? And I wanted to know, what was your immediate reaction to finding out about his killing?
I think Israel did a great job in the conduct of that operation.
President Trump put a 4-week timeline
right
on
here.
it. Are you
That
sure?
wasn't the question. God, what was your reaction? I think Israel did a great job. That's not like a descriptor of how your reaction works. So the NCR isn't 3 old guys and rusty cooking pot? Well, now, they still have a lot of outposts, but they have faded a lot if you look at the lore from the TV show. But I think we're going to see a rebirth into the wasteland. Hey, I take my fucking lore seriously, gang. I'm sorry. I'm not out here like, I take my lore seriously. I'm much more well acquainted on the Fallout lore than I am the Elder Scrolls lore, but we still tango out here. Can't believe these rats are giving me so much diseases, though. Very upsetting. But I won't lie, the NCR has seen better days. Much like our democracy, seen better days, but it requires that belief and hope. That want for a better future. You're not getting that in the Legion. You're not getting that in the Legion, not at all. What's up, gang? Oh, you just want to kill me? I get it.
Yeah, thank you. You mentioned during the briefing, General Kane, that there would be additional troops sent to the region. Could you say how many troops currently are involved in this operation and how many additional troops are planned to go in this next phase?
I don't want to talk specifics because that would tip the enemy off. We have more tactical aviation
I really like
flowing
the
into
TV
theater
show. Yeah,
just
it's
based
good.
on the
I
time
think
it took
it
to
is
get it out
very,
there.
it's very true to the original lore, and I think its additions are meaningful. You know, I was very impressed. I thought Todd really respected the series. I won't lie. I know it wasn't just Todd who made it, but he was a very big part of it, and so I thought he did a good job. And Bethesda needed a dub after Starfield, and all the controversy that was there. They needed a dub, and I think they really delivered with this TV show. And I hope to see more. I hope they continue. I hope they make it a wider conflict, because you know how season 1 it felt very like a bunch of smaller plot lines and side quests, and then season 2 it's like the two sides are heating up and there's lines being drawn. Not two sides, but there are lines being drawn. And as to where season 3 I think is going to be all out war between I don't want to spoil anything else, but Hegseth is on Skooma. Man, nah, I think he on something way different. Skooma makes you fast. This motherfucker, he's on that fucking brandy, on that mead. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps
I
out
think
the
we're
channel
just
and gets
about
me
where we want to be in terms of total
boosted
combat
out there.
capacity and total combat.
One moment, gotta switch over to my analytics. All right. Anyways,
combat power for Admiral Cooper. One of the things, though, that a commander, he'll consistently assess the trajectory of the campaign. Is he on or off trajectory? And then make an ask of the joint force, which will then develop options for consideration by the Secretary and the President to either increase or in some cases decrease the amount of combat capability that we have over there.
I heard the question about 4 weeks. It's the typical NBC sort of gotcha type question. President Trump has all the latitude in the world to talk about how long it may or may not take. 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 6 weeks. It could move up. It could move back. We're going to execute at his command the objectives we've set out to achieve. And what he has shown an ability to do that other presidents can't quite seem to have the aperture to do. Well, I mean, Joe Biden didn't even know what he was doing. To look for opportunities.
Oh, he got Joe Biden, dude. Fucking wrecked. Dude, he fucking got Joe B. Joey boy, he got Joe Biden himself. Wow. Sick, epic dub. That's our Department of War right there. Uh-huh. So stupid.
Off-ramps and escalations for the United States that creates new opportunities to execute what we need on our own timeline. So you can play games about 4 weeks, 5 weeks. He has all the latitude, and I'm glad he does, because there's no better communicator than our president expressing those things.
To the Daily Mail.
I've been in meetings with the president for the last 2.5 days. We know exactly where his headspace is, and he will communicate
He knows exactly.
as he should, exactly what he would like, and we will follow those orders. And I think everything he said on that is right down the middle.
Chairman, did you have
Absolutely.
evidence
Yes, right there. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Secretary. I left my hometown of Sakis in Iranian Kurdistan
Draft
in
Baron.
1990.
Amen. Get Baron Trump out there. Dude, could you imagine? Could you imagine that fucking little dipshit? Tall dipshit. He's a very tall. I think they genetically modified him. I'll be honest. Could you imagine that little dipshit? Oh my god. He's a real scumbag, by the way. I think he's way older now, so we can make fun of him. He's a fucking scumbag, dude. He's hanging out with people like Andrew Tate. Oh my god. Absolute scum, bro. I hope he gets made fun of at his schools. I hope. I hope that kid gets bullied. And he totally turns around and he starts dating a they/them. That's my biggest hope. That would be the biggest spite to Donald Trump.
26. Can you promise that I will be able to return home safely this year? And I have a
Gotta
following
take a
question.
chunk of that. Ooh, look at that one. Hold on. Watch how he gulps that. Watch how he gulps that. I think, let's see if there's alcohol in
my
there.
hometown of Sakis in Iranian Kurdistan in 1996. Can you promise that
they had
I
to blur
will
it
be
out.
able to return home safely?
Bro, you don't with water. This man is okay, maybe this might be a reach. I'll give it to you guys. Might be a reach, but wouldn't be shocked.
This year, and I have a following question too, please.
Well, I appreciate the question. I'm not here to place guarantees on that, but I think the message the president has given has been clear to the people.
Wow. I'm not here to help the Kurds. Fuck them. Thank you. What a great ally the United States is, ladies and gentlemen.
People of Iran, this is your moment. The world was seized by these crowds, and then seized by the reality of this regime killing tens of thousands of innocent protesters. So we saw the nature of the regime yet again exposed. We saw many of the Iranian people seek a change there. This is their moment to take advantage of it for sure.
You served in Iraq and know that no American soldiers were killed in Kurdistan. The Kurdish people are very pro-American. Will you continue protect Kurdistan and Peshmerga as loyal allies of the United States? Why I'm
I don't
asking this
believe
question?
so. They probably
because
will
now
not,
Kurdistan is under
unfortunately.
attack by
They've been
Iranian
shifting
drones
away from
and
the
by
Kurds for a while
proxies
now.
in Iraq and on the region.
Yeah,
I think I can speak to allies generally in the region who we've been in constant communication with. We've been standing shoulder to shoulder with them, and we appreciate their capabilities. Absolutely. Yes, right here.
Hi, thank you. Cameron Arkin with the Daily Wire. My question is about some of the domestic.
Yes, dude, look at this. He looks like such a crybaby. Whoa. Why does he look like such a whiny bitch? Poor guy. What? Who shit in his eggs? This is what he likes. He likes war. Why is he so sad? Poor guy. Roll the footage of Trump using both hands, shaking like an elderly person, trying to take a sip of water from a plastic container that probably weighs not even a pound. My favorite picture of Donald Trump, I think I've shown this before, is the 9/11 memorial pictures. The cloning machine must have really fucked up, because this is not Donald Trump. This is not Donald Trump. Dude, look at the guy. Hold on, there's an even worse one, though. There's an even worse one. 9/11 Donald Trump, 9/11 Trump. 9/11 memorial. There we go. Maybe? All right, there we go. Look at this frumpy dipshit. That's a stroke. Anyways. Look at this. Ugh. They're ghouls, man. They're all ghouls.
Any concerns about
Operation Epstein Fury. Yeah, that's the real name. Operation Please Don't Look at the Epstein Files, and the fact that my administration withheld 50 pages worth of an interview about how Donald Trump's a disgusting freak and sexually violated a 13-year-old. Please look at anything else. Please. I don't want to talk about it. Well, unfortunately, Donald, the American people do not forget. Some of them. Actually, I'd say like a good majority of them. I don't know. The Epstein files aren't going away, even with this fucking war, dude. He can try his hardest, but they're just not leaving. Is Barron old enough for the draft? Oh, fuck yeah, he is. Fuck yes, Barron is old enough. Get that goddamn preppy kid out in some real war. No evidence that Trump is a pedo. Actually, we do have allegations, and we have some very convincing claims that Donald Trump has engaged in pedophilic acts. Unless you can provide a source other than a Howard Stern podcast clown. Have you never heard of the Jeffrey Epstein files, Glock Boy? All I'm going to say is if you appear more times than Yahweh is mentioned in the Bible, you might have some problems.
And kind of what is the Trump administration
and you might
doing
be
to kind of monitor
implicated
all across the
in some way.
interagency, in full coordination. Of course, we're paying attention to any potentialities there.
But again, if anybody disagrees, feel free to call
regime that seeks to export that ideology,
Time to send,
try to sow terror.
Lurch to the Israel front. Lurch. Are you talking about? I don't know who you mean there. If you meant lunch, then yes, we are very good allies with Israel. Despite the disgusting stuff they have been doing. You know, I don't think we should abandon our alliance, but at least hold them accountable for some shit, dude. Anyways, that's our... Oh, no. No, not these people. Hold on. I don't mean that in a derogatory way towards the elf kind. I'm not... Look at that. Look at these things they're throwing at me. Oh, almost got me. You're not going to get me. Not going to get me. Oh, okay. Google Lurch for Addams Family because that's basically Barron. Okay, bet. Oh my God, you weren't kidding. It's fucking Barron Trump. That's insane. That one is... Allegations are not truth. Well, if you have like a shit ton of allegations, and there's even more that we don't know, because we know for a fact that the DOJ has withheld at least 50 pages worth of an evidence between the FBI and a victim of Donald Trump. So
we have the
I don't know if it walks and talks, and if everybody's calling it, I think it might be that thing.
We're ready for that. We've seen these types of folks before, and the American people can rest assured that
you're gonna get fucking
we're vigilant on
lady.
that.
I don't know who you think you are.
Kind of follow up on that last question. There was just this, what appears to be a terrorist attack in Austin yesterday. How does that change the operation at all? What effect does that have? And
it doesn't change the operation at all, and I know the authorities are executing exactly the way they should.
Secretary Higseth, and one for Chairman Kane as well. I understand, to your point here, that you don't want to broadcast everything for our adversaries to hear, but the American people also want to know what they're sending their men and women to war for. Is there a concern of this
Oh,
spiraling
I'm soul
into
trapping
a
them. That's
longer
not
war?
good.
And then one for the chairman when you're done.
Did you not hear my
I was
remarks?
wondering why I wasn't doing any
We're
damage.
ensuring the mission gets accomplished, but we are
Did
very
you
clear-eyed,
not
as
hear
the
my
president has been,
words?
unlike other presidents, about
Hey, Glock,
the
Glock boy, what was that about no new wars that Donald Trump was talking about? Like, why is there a war going on? I thought he said these types of things weren't going to happen. But here we are. And I think we're in a war right now. Are you not mad about that? Why aren't you upset about that? Why aren't you more mad about that? Like, I don't get that. I really don't. He is not living up to any of the promises that he made. I think that's embarrassing. I think you should be upset about that, but it doesn't seem you are. Hey, what's up, Kayla? Good to see you.
foolish policies of the past that recklessly pulled us in to things that were not tethered to actual clear objectives. So
Or
we know.
will you finally realize that you fell for it again? When will they realize that they fell for it? That's my one. That's what I truly wonder. Like, dude, he got you hook, line, and sinker. He lied to you. He told you all the little things you wanted to hear, and you took it. You said, please lie to me some more. And now, instead of admitting that he lied to you, you're just going to, I don't know, just try to defend it. But I really think that's going to be a hard thing as he continues to disappoint and continues to lie to you guys.
We have plans, we have generals, we have chairmen, we have commanders, CENTCOM commanders, Admiral Cooper, who's executing very deliberately to
Hey,
ensure
what's up,
outcomes
man?
that I laid
Good to
out
see you,
are
man.
accomplished. But
Sorry, I
never
just
in
woke
front
up.
of a
What's
press
the
pool.
topic? I'm going to be covering a lot of what's going on in Iran right now, and then we've got some various other topics to cover after that. Just some random little one-offs and interesting stories. Should be a nice and long episode. Anyways.
Lay out how long that may take. The mission for our warfighters, which is what matters to us, is very, very clear. And they're executing it right now violently.
And just for the chairman, quickly, I have one for the chairman. You said this is not a one-night operation. It will take time to achieve the goals. What would be the goal line here for you?
I think the Secretary laid out the military objectives, and that's what we execute against is the military objectives.
Last one right here.
Uranium is. Thank you, sir. As you've said, there are a large amount of U.S. service members that are in harm's way right now. What is your prayer for them?
First of all, my prayer for them is that I do pray for them. My wife prays for them. Our family prays for them. Our
Very
cabinet prays
interesting
for them.
question.
None of this is done
What
on
is
a
your
whim.
prayer for them?
Having been in their boots, having been in their shoes, having been in their flight suits, I think I know we think about them with every decision that we make and every
Hegseth,
recommendation that we make.
He's
to
done
the
it
President of the
all,
United
folks.
States.
He really has.
Those recommendations are made prayerfully. And when I pray every day for them and for this mission, I pray simply for the biblical wisdom to see what is right and the courage to do it. It's going to take courage to follow through on this. There's going to be a lot of noise, and we pray for that, and we hope all of you do as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Interesting. So, he has no idea what he's doing, and he is incredibly unfit for the job. That's all I was hearing. Feel bad for the general there, but what can you do? Anyways, hey, what's up, Winter? Good to see you. Yeah, I fell back asleep. I've been up most of the night playing Pokemon. Hell yeah, that's fun. Oh, fake Christians. Oh yeah, dude. That's all they are. Anyways, we have more details. We have a little piece from CBS News, so let's get into that.
And most powerful by far military in the world, and we will easily prevail.
No
Easily.
apologies, no hesitation, epic fury for them
Epic
and the thousands
fury.
of Americans before them.
Was it Hegseth who
radicals?
And there you have it. The word.
Is it Hegseth? Whoa, bro. What is going on here?
Showing resolve for change through military force in Iran. Well, you can see the smoke rising from many vantage points. U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran continue. As we learn, 4 American personnel are dead. CBS News Middle East reporter
Oh, it's up to 6 now from what I've
conversation
heard.
continues with Axios senior political reporter Mark Caputo. Okay, so Mark, let's get right to your thoughts. You're reporting that the U.S. and Israel planned to strike Iran a week earlier, but then the attack was delayed. What do you know
Roasted.
about that?
What we know is there was a moment in negotiations where the Trump administration figured that Iran was just not negotiating in good faith. And so President Trump started considering targets of opportunity.
Bad
and
faith.
Of opportunity.
It's like a
And
fucking
for a brief moment, about a week ago,
debater online.
day,
Bad faith.
One of those targets of
You're
opportunity,
being bad faith.
kinds of opportunity appeared to manifest itself. And so there was a feeling to possibly proceed then, but there were a number of reasons for delay. There wasn't quite a good enough coordination with the Israelis. And also there was a weather issue. There was concern that the weather wasn't right for a strike. As you know,
the damn weather. The damn weather, I tell you what.
Sometimes are dependent on weather. Weather was one of the things, for instance, that delayed the capture of Nicolas Maduro in January by the United States until later on January 3rd. And so similarly here, there was a weather issue and a component as well as a coordination issue. The timeline we now see and has now started to become clearer is that the decision really started to pick up more steam earlier this week or earlier last week. And on Thursday, the president had pretty much made his mind up. And then from the press conference today with the defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, they made clear that on the afternoon of Friday, the president made the final decision to go ahead.
And it was go time at that point. That is fascinating timeline revelation.
Fascinating.
Axios senior political reporter Mark Caputo, thank you so much for giving us a window into
those
Mark. Critical moments of decision making. Now let's go to CBS News Middle East reporter Courtney Keeley. Courtney, on the question of escalation, a lot of people are really wondering what happens in the region. What kind of response are we seeing from countries that are all within the line of fire?
Well, we saw a jet fly over airspace into Iraq. We've seen Israeli jets respond. We've seen soft targets being hit in places like Qatar and Bahrain. And I can also tell you, though, while all of this is happening, I have spoken to people in Qatar. They're okay. They're listening to the sounds of war, but they're not seeking shelter, to very experienced people that I've spoken to in the last hour. But we are, there are shelter in place for people
a lot of
everywhere.
alchemical
Really
ingredients.
significant
Let's
thing that just
get engaged in a little bit of
guarantee this is
alchemy.
gonna hold,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
Hezbollah did try to get involved from southern Lebanon, which sits on that northern border of Israel. The Lebanese government, which has been working with the U.S. government, banned Hezbollah. Now, this is the first time in my whole career, which is quite long, that we've seen the Lebanese government try to wrest that power from Hezbollah and say, don't bring us into this war. That's
fascinating. Hezbollah, long known as a proxy for Iran. Let's talk about the leadership in Iran. Barring any U.S. intervention under normal circumstances, let's say the supreme leader just died of natural causes, who would have been the natural line of succession, and how are the chess pieces moving given the U.S. intervention?
Well, the chess pieces are being moved, and they were being moved the minute we heard that the supreme leader was dead. They were already looking for a new one. And so according to the Islamic Republic's constitution, Article 111, they named a 3-person intermediary government. One of those people is the head of the judiciary, who was the person that was really responsible for coming down with death sentencings and execution rulings after those massacres in January. But the key person that I'm keeping an eye on out of the Guardian Council is Ali Reza I'm going to tell it right now. Arafi. This is a new name for many of us, myself included. He's a member of the Guardian Council. When the Guardian Council is able to meet, and I'm telling you right now, they're doing it on phone apparently with the early voting, not in person, after Saturday's in-person meeting. He is emerging as the potential leader. Now, they want a religious cleric, a pious but also regimist.
You have deep
Interesting.
sourcing
So it
in
seems
Iran.
like
What
not
the
much is
reaction
changing
from the
yet.
people you're talking to about that potential change in leadership?
I wrote this down, so I'll get it straight. People are still hoping. People are barely getting out on the internet. I've heard from friends that have been able to talk to loved ones through a phone card, just a regular state-given
This
phone
damn
card from
hound
Iran.
meat ain't
They
having
speak
no
in
effect
code.
on
Love you.
me.
How
What
are
the
you?
hell?
Fine. Everything's fine, which means they're still okay. There are explosions in Tehran, rattling. People are choosing war over this regime. A terrible choice, but a choice that they want because they want the regime out. And one person who finally just got on the internet said to a very credible source, I feel like a prisoner who knows people are on the other side of the wall and are working to break it open for him.
Powerful words said off the
Powerful
top of this broadcast.
words.
We are
Well,
literally having a front row to history. Courtney Keeley, thank you for giving us a window.
I think
into some of the
CBS is a
reaction
little
there.
more right-wing coded, but I don't know. I think there were people celebrating all the time during Iraq and Afghanistan, and then just a few months later, the IEDs started going off. So, by the way, if you guys are enjoying the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and gets me boosted out there in the algorithm. Anyways, we will be taking a look. They were just kind of touching into that, and I think this is something important that we need to be wondering. What's next for the regime? And it seems the AP has a pretty interesting article, so let's read into it a little bit. Iran's leaders are scrambling to replace Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who ruled the country for 37 years before he was killed in the surprise U.S. and Israeli bombardment. It's only the second time since the 1979 Islamic Revolution that a new supreme leader is being chosen. Potential candidates range from hardliners committed to confrontation with the West to reformists who seek diplomatic engagement. The supreme leader has the final say on all major decisions, including war, peace, and the country's disputed nuclear program. Excuse me. In the meantime, a provisional government council composed of President Masoud, hardline judiciary chief, the hardline judiciary chief and senior Shiite cleric Ayatollah Ali Reza Arafi is guiding the country through the biggest crisis in decades. Foreign Minister Abbas said Sunday the new supreme leader would be chosen earlier this week. Oh, this is not good. This is not good for the The supreme leader is appointed by an 88-member panel called the Assembly of Experts, who by law are supposed to quickly name a successor. The panel consists of Shiite Shiite clerics who are popularly elected after their candidacies are approved by the Guardian Council, Iran's constitutional watchdogs. So here are the players. Here they are. Let's take a look at them. All right, we got Hassan Rouhani, former Iranian president. Relative moderate who reached a landmark nuclear agreement with President Obama, with the Obama administration. The U.S. President Donald Trump scrapped during his first term. So, I think this guy would probably be a pretty good fit. But again, I don't, he may this may be a reformist in some ways. Hassan Khomeini, grandson of the founder of the Islamic Republic, relative moderate who has supported more engagement with the West, but has never held government office. Interesting choice right there. Next up, we have Khomeini, the next Khomeini, son of Khomeini, mid-level Shiite cleric, widely considered potential successor for Khomeini. He has strong ties to Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard, but has never held political office. Ayatollah Ali Reza Arafi, handpicked by Khomeini to be a member of the Guardian Council and was elected to Assembly of Experts. He has support of traditional clerics, and Ayatollah Mohammad Mahdi Mirbagheri. Yeah, that's right. That's it. Head of the Islamic Cultural Center in Qom, runs the main center of Islamic teachings in Iran, and is a senior cleric of Popular with hardliners. So, one moment. I think we're not going to want that guy. I don't think he would be a good dude. I think out of all the people, I'd probably personally want the former president or the son of the founder of the Islamic Republic. He seems rather moderate. But who truly knows? I guess we'll know soon. Let's check if there's any updates from the AP. Looks like there's 6 of them. Has nuclear war started yet? Let's find out. Trump says Iran war. Yeah, we already saw that. Any recent update? Yeah, death toll rises to 6 troops. So now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 members of our military have died because of Donald Trump's failure to engage diplomatically. Embarrassing, truly embarrassing. Of course, Hegseth defends Iran's operations. No shock there. Civilians in Lebanon flee their homes. Yeah, we heard about that. Photos show Israel after Iran retaliated with missiles. State Department urges Americans to leave more than a dozen Middle Eastern countries. So it seems that they are expecting more retaliatory strikes from the Iranian Republic, which is just great. What Iran's only move here really is to attack them, because they're much less defended than a lot of the military bases. So this is definitely going to probably hurt our relations. Who knows? Let's see if there's any more updates. State Department, yeah, we heard about that. Voters in Texas wonder why U.S. attacked Iran. Interesting. Yeah, I think this is absolutely radioactive to Trump's agenda and Trump's base. They're not fans of this. Anyways, after that, we have a little bit more. America, so there's Americans stranded. There are Americans, I should say, that are stranded in Dubai due to the recent conflict, and it seems that MS Now got an interview with one of them. So let's hear from one of our fellow Americans.
Joining us now, Shanice Day, an American from Houston who's currently stuck in Dubai. Shanice, thank you so much for being with us. What are your plans right now?
Thank you for having me, Katie. Right now, I'm just really focused on trying to get out. I've been here since the 23rd, and everything has just went left in the last, I would say, 3 days. So my main focus is just making it out.
Have you been in contact with the U.S. consulate? Any evacuation flights that you're hoping to get on board?
So I haven't been in contact. I've registered with the consulate and with the embassy in Abu Dhabi, of course. We're just looking. I've seen a few exits to London.
This would be horrifying to be trapped in a foreign country with the regime launching missiles at it. I mean, this is some nightmare material, in my opinion. And all could have been avoided. My wife will be back. She got caught with her brother. Oh, okay. Well, hell yeah. What's up, dog? Good to see you.
London and maybe London to the US, but I haven't been able to get a direct flight from UAE to home.
30,000 Germans are stuck. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is just horrible. And we should have coordinated. Like, why is this so sloppy? We expect more out of our leaders. This is a failure of diplomacy. How? How what? How did Donald Trump kill those 6 members of how could this be avoided? Well, Donald Trump could have not pulled out of the JCPOA. And if he really wanted to, he should have presented a better deal. Instead, he's just attacking Wonton because he's bad at diplomacy, man. I don't know what to tell you. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and gets me boosted.
It's been a journey.
It's called a surprise attack. Okay, how is it a fucking surprise attack when they've been building up military assets for months? Oh, it's a surprise attack. We just put our aircraft carriers next to it and have been openly threatening it for months. Wow, really good surprise attack there. How did that go? It was going well under the Obama administration. And it was going well under Trump's first term until he decided to pull out. So that would be how well it was going. They didn't know when it was coming. Oh yes, I'm sure the giant aircraft carrier in their bay had nothing. It didn't tip them off at all. No, that didn't. Yeah, that didn't contribute at all. Surprise attack. That's what I call it. Interesting form of surprise attack.
I would say like the first 48 hours.
But this is all Donald Trump's fault, my friend. But as usual, it's just Trump? No, it is. Yeah. You've hit it. You've hit the nail on the head. Doink. Biden and Clinton and both Bushes and Reagan are tards? What? I don't know what you're saying there. I will agree with you. Yes, Obama was an amazing diplomat, and he was really able to get some great concessions out of the Iranian people, or the Iranian regime. I agree with you. Yeah, he was an amazing diplomat. Keep speaking what you know, little or nothing. Nah, my friend, I'm kind of schooling you. Where do they bring the injured? Are you talking about in these countries? I'm sure the hospitals will help an American citizen. Hopefully our hopefully our ties haven't been that destroyed. No, he's the first one that had the balls to stop it. Stop, dude, listen to what you're saying. No, he's the first one that was wanton and uncaring enough to put U.S. soldiers' lives at risk. He's the one who who is a failure of diplomacy. He cannot do it. He's not that guy. What concession do they get? Less of their populace killed in 8 years? Wow, you're a real humanitarian. Well, I think that we should have supported those protests instead of just watching them get slaughtered like Donald Trump did. Don't act like you give two fucks about the Iranian population. So performative is your outrage, dude. It's sad to see.
This was very, very tough. I feel like I haven't cried that much since I probably came out my mother's womb. But I would say we've kind of like settled into it. It's definitely.
And don't act like you care when now Donald Trump's only plan for the population of Iran is to say, come out. It's your time. Wow, what a great motivation for the Iranian people to come out. Wow. That's really moving the needle, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you, but hearing from the blubbering whale to come out of my shelter, that's really going to move the needle. He's done a service.
Slow down on hearing like missiles.
His base will lap it up though, as you're seeing.
Out of body experience. And I just wouldn't wish
No
this on
critical
anyone,
thought.
honestly.
You were traveling there.
But it's okay. We're working on those TDS cases.
Yes, my 30th birthday.
How did that go?
Do something. Literally. Literally do something. Thank you, President Trump. I wish, had we thought of that before.
It was amazing. I really don't have anything negative to say about the UAE. Even with the situation that we have right now, they have been very accommodating, just making sure we're all calm and our like sense of anxiousness have gone down. But I feel like it's gone from like a 10 to maybe like a 3.
The reporter we had on before you said that it has been quiet in Dubai over the last day. It appears that the posture of Iran toward Dubai, toward the UAE, has changed. Does that make you feel more comfortable leaving your hotel room? I assume you've been stuck there for a little while.
It has made me a little bit more comfortable. I don't think I'll be 100% comfortable until I'm back in the United States, honestly, though.
Amen.
I can totally understand that.
Well,
Shanice,
unfortunately, you would be comfortable if
First, happy birthday.
Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you.
And thanks for
if
being
Donald
with us.
Trump's
Please do stay safe.
diplomacy had actually
Thank you.
worked. But unfortunately, he's just a horrible diplomat. Just a goddamn nasty one. Was that all I had for Iran? I feel like I had some other pieces. Lots of brain pretzeling to justify Trump's mess. Yeah, I know. Like, do not forget, this man said no new wars, and now he got 6 U.S. troops killed so far, with many more on the way, according to our leaders. So, Armed service hearing, that'll be interesting to watch. Sudan's war. Tim Pool, Rightoid of the Day. We love him. Let me see if there's any more coming out right now. Oh, we're hearing from Adam Schiff. I love Adam Schiff. And we got PBS NewsHour coming out right as we let's tune in. Let's see what they're talking about on PBS, and then we can check out Adam.
Today, those attacks damaged an oil refinery in Saudi Arabia and halted the production of liquid natural gas, or LNG, in Qatar. So to help us
Well, those
understand
gas
these
prices are
impacts
about
and
to
implications,
raise
we're
up,
joined
by the way.
Dan Pickering. He's the chief investment officer at Pickering Energy.
This guy's
Partners,
is
which is a
scary.
financial services
I'm
and
sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but this guy is scary. I don't know why. I think it might be the background is not working. I don't know. This is scary. He's scary.
That is focused on the energy industry. Dan, thank you so much for being here. Let's pick apart some of these different impacts. First, on the markets, what happened with oil prices today?
Yeah. Dude, gas is so cheap. Gas is so cheap. Well, that shit's about to rise, my friend. By the way, more people, it seems like the poll that I've been doing for my community, it seems like more people think that there will be there will indeed be, we will be in this conflict for more than a year. Think about that. A year. What a fucking mess. That's, and this was coming from the No New Wars president, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, William, we had a strong rally in oil price, up 7%. WTI, the U.S. benchmark, was about $72 a barrel. It was actually up less than many people expected. So the markets did better, the broad stock markets did better, and oil didn't rise quite as much as expected, but still up strongly.
Yeah.
And we mentioned the importance of the Strait
The
of
one
Hormuz
little
and the
highlight from
attacks
Trump's
and
administration
the
has been
trickiness of
completely
what's going on
cut
there right
off.
now. What do we know is the latest happening in the strait?
You retard, you don't know shit. I think I do. Why don't you prove to me that I don't know anything and call in, Buster? Why don't you call in then, Buster, if you're such a tough guy? By the way, if you guys are enjoying the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you really support the channel, one moment, let me get my link real quick. If you guys are really feeling the vibes, feel free to donate. Anyways, by the way, on the donation for Ukraine, warm hugs for Ukraine, we have raised over 20,000 euros. So congratulations to Mina and everything else. Howdy had to create the account for school. Thought I would throw you a sub. Thank you, Bill. Bill, the school account, the school version of Bill. We appreciate it. We love it, Bill. Thank you so much. Well, he didn't get a Peace Prize. Well, he did. He had one donated to him, which is even worse. That's worse. That is sad. That is sad beyond belief.
Now, the latest is essentially tanker traffic has slowed.
They donated the
almost
Peace
nothing.
Prize. What a
Some
sad,
vessels, primarily Iranian vessels,
what a
are continuing to
sad
move through the
man.
strait,
We are
but
73 cents short
there's
of
not a lot of oil
2,000,
moving
of
through there, and as we
20,000.
know,
I'll probably donate that once I'm done here. Well, I'm not going to let that happen, but if you guys want to donate to Mina's charity, let me get that for you, gamers. Oh, we have lots of stuff happening in the community Discord. Sentenced. Whoa. That's insane. Do you like to debate? Want to potentially make some money doing so? Apply to be part of the Contender Series with World War Debate. Moderating panels. If you win enough debates, you may be awarded prizes. Let me reply to that. Sounds sick. How do I enter? Anyways, I need to get you guys the link to Mina's donation charity. Sorry, I just heard about that. That sounds interesting. I would be interested in joining that. I think I'm a pretty good debater, personally. We should do some research streams here soon. Let me copy this and paste. There you go. Go check it out. Anyways, let's continue on. I was about to get it, but then I remembered that I can't post links. Unfortunately.
It is a big choke point for global supply, 20%.
You know, I always try to make the switch over to horizontal, but I'm always just, it really does mess with your analytics. But I should probably, I don't know. We won't get as many Trumpers is the issue. Maybe there's a way to stream on my phone. Actually, there may be a way to stream from TikTok on my phone, and for you, okay, I'm starting to put two and two together. I have some ideas that I will be trying
global supply
out.
comes through the straits, and it's essentially shut down right now.
I mean, obviously, this is the main route. That's why everyone has been using it for so many years. Is there or are there any
I've got some
routes
ideas.
to get that oil to market?
For oil, there are some other pipeline export routes, maybe.
According to Tom, the audience doesn't translate at all. Yeah, unfortunately. I think I'll see like the people that have been here, but did you watch the debate from last night or a couple days ago, Bill? How did you think I did? How did you think I did I own the did I own some people? Do short stream for phone and regular stream for PC. So what I'm thinking about is doing like TikTok debates from my phone and then mirroring what you see on my screen to my computer. Maybe that might be what I do, but I'm gonna have to mess with some things first.
5 million barrels a day. So remember, 20 million through the straits.
I really,
perhaps
gosh,
5 million
circles.
Get to market other ways. So 15% of supply is trapped.
All right, we're just gonna go to
straits.
Margun.
On the gas
Fuck it.
side of the
And
equation,
we're gonna
there really is no
get
other
transported somewhere
output
else.
for Qatar's liquefied natural gas, and so that is kind of 100% blocked right now.
Do you have a sense of what Iran could do to both increase the pressure on the limited traffic that's going through, and what might the Americans or allies do to alleviate that choke point?
When we think about what could happen from here, if Iran wants to ratchet up the tensions, it probably wouldn't be in the Straits of Hormuz, where they've already had a big effect, slowing traffic. It would be lashing out at the energy infrastructure of the other Gulf states. So attacking Saudi Arabia's capabilities, attacking Kuwait, Oman, the United Arab Emirates. So I think that the actions that the U.S.
I thought I made some. I thought I did well in the panel, but I do think I made some homies. That dude North seemed pretty cool, and there was that one dude who was very soy, in my opinion. The commie. He was kind of soy. But what can you do?
Would likely take will be to try and safeguard the straits, whether doing that militarily with escorts and or aerial support, and potentially creating a financial backstop that would allow tanker traffic to move through without fear that the damage would be uninsured.
Right. I mean, you mentioned some of these other potential attacks. We have seen some of those already. What does this say about the state of the conflict that Iran is right now reaching out to trying to attack those other states and other refineries?
I think it says this is clearly different than what we saw in June. Obviously, a much bigger conflict, and one in which Iran is prepared to fight back and fight back aggressively. I would say, though, that the first 48, 72 hours are very important, and no significant infrastructure damage has happened across the Middle East. And so I think we have to feel good
That's interesting
that
to hear.
there hasn't been more damage or more impact. And my expectation is we'll probably fix the Straits of Hormuz within the next 10 days. And so this is absolutely a flashpoint in time, but one that is probably
on my Discord. Okay. You can just join the waiting room. Just come on into the waiting room. Oh shit, she's got a new name there. You just join the waiting room in the Discord.
In terms of risk as we move through the next week to 2 weeks.
I want to ask you about this one. There was one attack.
Right here, I'll call you, brother. I got you. Oh, it's not even ringing. Interesting. Well, I am in the Discord. Feel free to join the waiting room, and I'll drag you in there. Drag you into the void.
Attack on an LNG facility, a liquid natural gas facility in Qatar, and European gas prices surged quite dramatically after that. How significant is the loss of that one facility?
All right. We have Liquor Store Dinosaur calling in. Let's bring him in. Hey, how are you doing today?
Very well. You?
I'm doing pretty well. So, you had some disagreements with what I was saying?
Oh, yeah. I got huge disagreements with what you were saying, especially when you know little to nothing of what you're going to speak about.
All right. Well, prove me wrong. What have I said that was wrong?
Well, you were talking about Trump's ability, and Obama's so much better at
Yeah, he was
his
able
ability
to. Yeah, he was able to get the Iranian regime to sign a deal that limits their nuclear yield and the percentage in which the Iranian uranium can be enriched. Trump was not able to do that. Trump pulled out.
to what, and of course
and,
they adhered to every
wasn't
bit of
able
that.
to get a good.
Overbound or overstep or anything.
There was no evidence when Trump pulled out of the agreement that they were not following the regulations we had set.
No, it was just the evidence of the anywhere from 2 to 20,000 people being killed. So there's just that evidence. But
Are you
yeah, he
talking
should have
about?
just
Are you
adhered
talking
to it and
about
talked
the
to him a little
recent?
bit
Are you
more.
talking about the recent?
Correct.
Mass protest? Yeah, those
Yeah,
were horrible.
I've got it all the way back from. I've got it all the way back from. Yeah. So in other words, you would have just let it ride. But I'm talking all the
I'm
way
not
back
saying
from
that. I said he
73
missed
till
his
now.
opportunity. I say Donald Trump missed his
No,
opportunity.
there is no opportunity. See, that's the downside is you can't communicate or have any kind of discussion with people like that because
Why
there's
not?
not going to have a good outcome regardless. Because there's no
we
good
had a good
outcome
outcome.
regardless.
We
It
have an
started all the
example
way
of a
back.
good outcome with the JCPOA.
Well, how's this for a good outcome? maybe during the crisis of the military when they were from 79 to 81 with the students, or the Lebanon hostage crisis that was theirs back when 30 people were kidnapped from
Yeah,
82
that's
to
horrible.
92. Or,
I
don't know,
condemn
maybe
that.
the 83 during the Marine barracks bombings that Iran was in charge of on the killed more Marine Iwo Jima.
Yeah, I think that's
Or
horrible,
96
and
or
I think
98.
that
All
that
those
was
were
absolutely horrible. I
perpetuated
think
from
Donald Trump,
Iran
if
to
he
the
wanted to
United States, which is every president up till Donald Trump, and Donald Trump finally had the balls to do something about it. So again,
No,
yeah,
see, that's
I
not
think
the
he
case. That's
had
not
no
the
other reason
case because
or other
when we are, effective
100%.
leaders do
Then
not need to invade countries.
Let's
They
break
get
them
them to
down and
sign
start with
deals.
the earlier one.
You're kind of breaking
No,
up, my friend.
absolutely. Well,
Oh, you're good. Sorry. No, I think this, yeah, you're fine. I think it might have just been a connection issue. No, I think an effective leader would be able to get the Iranian regime to make a deal like we saw with Obama. And they were seeming like they were willing to make even more concessions than what they got in the JCPOA. So I think this was a hastily thought of decision because they saw what happened in the protest and realized they missed their opportunity, and now they're kicking their heads in. And we may now, because we've removed the Ayatollah, there's a big power vacuum, and the IRGC youth, who are even more radical, could take over here soon.
Well, I don't think it was hastily at all, especially he was able to get not only the Ayatollah, but also the upper end of the echelon taken care of in one day. I'd say that's pretty spot on. It's very well thought out.
Our military is extreme. It's a extremely efficient and great tool, but they're not going to fail at their mission.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the issue I have. The issue I have is us taking this step in the first place, and that's not up to our military. That's up to our politicians.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's up to when the politicians, mainly the president, tells the military, which that's what he's in charge of, to take that action. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, of course. Our
And they did
military
it
is an
in a
amazing
very
machine.
clever manner, again, to where they were able to take care of the Ayatollah and the top military and all in one aspect.
Well, I do think that is a bit of an issue now, because what happens with the power vacuum? What about, where is the popular resistance that we should be seeing, according to Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth? We're not seeing it right now.
Well, you do see the Iranian people in mass that were celebrating the first couple of days. And again, now it's up to them. It's up to them to make that decision.
It's up to them. See,
it's up to them.
That's
the
not
gates
a
have been
plan.
opened.
That's
What they
not a
do
plan.
with it is up to them.
That is not how we do military operations, my friend.
Oh, absolutely is.
No, it's not. Even with the Iraq War, we had a plan.
That's not a military operation. Oh, that is not a military operation.
Oh, okay. Now we're fighting. See, we're fighting on what words mean. We're fighting on what words mean, and not the core of the subject. Who cares if it's a military operation or a war? It's not.
Word salads mean.
Excuse me?
It's definitely not since World War II. They've all been military operations.
Okay.
There's not been one operation done since World War II that's been a military operation.
Yeah, I get it. You're fighting the
am
congressional.
I wrong? Prove me
You're
wrong.
fighting the congressional.
No, I'm not.
I know
Look
you
it
want to
up.
fight.
Again,
I know you want to fight because I know you want to fight about if this is a congressional move or not. I don't want to argue about that. I want to argue about how Donald Trump had no plan when he attacked one of the biggest militaries in the region. He had no plan.
It was a massive plan. He got all of them in one
A massive plan? What are you talking about? He had no plan. He went into there, he bombed a couple, he bombed their leader, and now we're just bombing locations. We have no plan. Our our
Just listen to
allies in the
yourself
Gulf
and let them
are
just
being
get massacred
attacked
by tens
because
of thousands. But
our
yet
ally.
you feel pity and sorrow for some dictator.
I don't feel
That's where
pity.
you
I don't
stand.
feel pity.
You'd
I,
rather
I
have
am
a
glad the
dictator in
Ayatollah
power
is dead.
and look,
But what happens
thousands of
after?
people just
You
died.
nor Donald Trump has an
Oh, yeah,
idea of what's going to happen after.
Exactly, you don't.
No, you don't. You don't. Donald Trump doesn't.
absolutely.
Pete Hegseth doesn't.
exactly.
They haven't let the American
Oh, yeah,
people know
absolutely. It's
what
up,
is
it's
going
up
to
the
happen.
voters
And
it's
that
up to
is
the
up.
people.
And that is a responsibility of the president, is to let people know what is
And again,
happening.
if you knew enough about it, you would realize that the institute that they already had
Enlighten me. What is the plan after this? Enlighten me.
79 and started to take over.
Yeah,
Which
we're
I
not
was
talking
born
about what
and
happened in
alive during those, if you
1979.
weren't.
We're not talking about what
And you
happened
have
in the
no
Beirut
clue
bombings.
about it.
We're talking about
Exactly.
we're talking about what happened right now.
Yes, we are. That's exactly because 1979 didn't happen, and then Islam would have never been in charge if 79 didn't happen. So again, it shows you know absolutely fucking
Yes,
nothing.
I
You don't know
understand.
shit.
When the
You think you
CIA
do. You haven't been
intervened
alive
with
long enough to know shit. You
intervened
haven't
with the
seen all this stuff
democracy
transfold
inside with
under
the
your
Shah, I
lifetime.
understand that allowed the Islamic Revolutionary Guard to take over. I'm not asking about what happened then. I'm asking about right fucking now. And it doesn't seem you, Donald Trump, or Pete Hegseth has any idea what's happening. It seems they are just
right
throwing
fucking
the
now, there
dice
was 2,000 to
with the
10,000
people's
people
lives
being
in Iran.
massacred,
The people
and
you
the
so
Iranian
claim
people
to
were
care about.
begging for American help. So if under your presidency, they would just sit there and wait.
No,
That would
under
have been
my
your
presidency,
president.
we would have had a deal
His
where the
presidency
Iranian
was,
regime
yeah,
wouldn't have
if
had to
Iran
kill
does something,
20,000 of their
and that's
people.
it.
We would have had better ties and made the Iranian
You
people
think
not
those
kill their
murderous
people.
bastards would have listened to a word or adhered to anything? You're
And
crazy.
don't pearl clutch
You're
to me about
insane.
Donald Trump being
You're
being
insane
so
because they
against
wouldn't have listened and they wouldn't
authoritarianism
have
when he's
cared.
buddying up with Russia. Anyways, so you agree that you nor Donald Trump has a plan.
That's the only thing that saved those people, and it saves them now.
Okay, stand
And he
on your
saved tens
soapbox
of
all you want.
thousands
That's
more.
not going to make
And it pisses
anybody.
you off.
That's
And it
not
really
going to make
pisses you off just
any
because none
plans
of your
happen
presidents have
in
the balls
Iran.
to do
It's
it.
just going to leave even more dead. 6 U.S. troops. How many more? How many more need to die?
No, it doesn't. That's because there's an 80%. There's an 80%. There's an 80% population of them that already have an idea. They want their former government back, and that's what they're going to do. So
They
80%
do.
of
So
the
how are they going to
population of
do
the
that?
90 million
How?
people
Where's
want
the
their
popular? Where's
government
the
back to where it
front
used to
that's
be
going to
before
do that?
79, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to vote for it.
They're going to
gonna
vote for it with
and
what
if they
government?
don't get it, they're going to rebel.
How
like
are they
did,
going to vote
but
when they're
unlike
getting
the
bombed?
Ayatollah,
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me just go out to the voting booth. I may get my fucking leg blown off.
They're
What
not
a
gonna
great
get
what a
bombed.
great
What are you
plan.
talking about? They're getting bombed. Who's bombing them?
The United States. It seems as though they are not very careful with where they're placing their bombs.
What the frick are you talking about? Who's going to bomb? They're going to bomb their own people.
What are you
They're
talking
going to
about?
bomb their own people. Are you listening to how everything's starting to already die down, and it's only been a couple of days?
It's died down? I haven't seen it dying down. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. It's been
Pete
2 days.
Hegseth just
starting
today
to go out.
was okay. Do you agree? Pete Hegseth was
The
just
missiles
today
being
saying
fired, all
that
right?
this
Start
was
to slow
going to last for many weeks. Do you disagree with Pete Hegseth?
It potentially could last for many weeks.
Potentially.
Yeah,
Well, no,
potentially.
he said it will, and he
No,
said
he
there
said
will be
potentially
more
could
death.
last for a couple of
He
weeks.
said there will be more
So the
U.S. troops
possibility's
losing their
there.
lives. There will be more. That's what he said.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, so don't sit here and say it's
Oh, I'm
only going to
sure there
last a
will.
couple weeks. It's
Yeah,
dying
anytime
down.
there's a military
You said it was
there
dying
usually
down.
is. Look back in history.
Okay, we're talking about right now. Again.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
So it is dying. So it's simultaneous. It's dying down while simultaneously we're losing lives. So it doesn't really seem like it's dying down. So do we agree that we have our administration has no plan?
It's going to happen. That's what happens when you have a military conflict.
So if we lose more than 13 lives, then you're going to condemn this because that's how many Biden lost.
No, they've got a great plan. They've got a great plan, and they.
What's the plan? Articulate it to me. Enlighten me.
Biden lost what?
Biden lost 13 U.S. troops during the Afghanistan withdrawal. So if they lose... So if Donald Trump loses 13 more than 13, if Donald Trump loses more than 13 soldiers, I want to. Can we agree? You'll condemn that. Hello. Seems you're
condemn. I don't condemn one life lost. I really don't. But on the offshoot of tens of thousands versus a few, I would go die for that. Absolutely.
So U.S. soldiers.
If I think I could save 10,000 people, I would sacrifice myself in a heartbeat.
We could save 10,000 people right now by bombing the RSF who's committed genocide in Sudan. Why don't we do that?
The
RSF has killed almost
soldiers. My sons, my father, my grandfather.
Well, thank you for their service. I think that is an amazing. I think that's an amazing sacrifice of time and effort. Unfortunately, Donald Trump thinks a political dub in Iran is more important than your family's lives. He wouldn't imagine this could have been your family. Being one of the people that lost their lives. Imagine your son being one of these U.S. soldiers. That is somebody's son.
Oh, absolutely.
That is somebody's daughter.
If they serve with honor, then absolutely.
You're damn right. Yep. I respect the hell out of our military.
Yep. And if he served with honor, exactly. And
I don't think their lives should be wasted.
Potential of tens of thousands of people.
The potential. Exactly. See, you're saying the potential. You don't even know who this popular resistance front is. You know why? Because there is no resistance front. There is no resistance front. This popular uprising that you're imagining isn't. It's
just
a figment.
because they cut off the internet.
It's your imagination,
that's because they cut the internet. They cut everything off.
So how are they going to communicate? How is this resistance front going to communicate if they don't have any internet access? I'm imagining
the popular uprising. Are you serious?
Yes. How is it going to happen?
But I'm imagining it. Are you
the resistance doesn't.
Insane?
This
is
popular
where you're
resistance.
No
this popular resistance doesn't have any weapons. How are they going to fight a regime with weapons when they have no weapons?
The fact is, if we didn't intervene, they would kill.
Answer that question. How is a popular resistance supposed to fight a regime with no weapons?
Hold each other's hands and talk to make the world a better place ain't going to happen. Everybody that's ever any civilization has taken it by force.
So how are they going to take that by force if they don't have the weapons to take it by force?
They don't got to worry about weapons. They're gone. That's what
they're gone. The IRGC is gone. Do you hear what you're saying? Do you hear what you're saying right now? You just said the regime is gone. No, my friend, the regime still has very much control over Iran.
That's why it's going to be boots on the ground.
Oh, so there's going to be so even more U.S. soldiers are going to be sacrificed. Great. That's just fantastic.
They do have a
I can't wait. So are you okay with? So you're okay with telling each one of the U.S. service members who gave their lives?
That's what happens during
you
the military
are going to
action.
Yes, I understand, but I don't believe in unnecessary slaughter. And this all goes back to Donald Trump pulling out of the JCPOA because he knew that he was not going to get a better deal, and he knew that he was going to be risking U.S. service members' lives. And he's okay with that. He doesn't care about U.S. service members. And that's what this ultimately proves, is that he's willing to put U.S. service members' lives at risk for a political dub and to distract.
Bullshit. That's because every time that we have to do something like that, it's weighed very heavily.
It's what? Sorry, say that again. I didn't quite hear you.
No, it's not a political dub. Every one of those messages you see of those Iranian people begging for Americans to step in and help. Every one of them. That's because they
That's
also
great.
have wives
I'm sure they
and
hate their
children and
government.
everyone
I
else
hate
that are
the
dying.
I hate
So we
the
did step
Iranian
in and
regime.
help.
That
But none of
doesn't
that's taken
mean
into
we just
account. You're more
bomb
worried
them
about the
without
Ayatollah.
a plan.
You're more worried about him and
No,
his
I'm
succession.
glad. I'm glad the
Not
Ayatollah
saving
is
the
dead.
people.
He's
You don't
evil.
give a shit. You don't give a shit. You're worried about that we didn't talk enough. We should have talked some more.
Yes,
Talking doesn't
that
do
would have
it.
prevented a
No
shit ton of
military
people
action that has
dying.
ever been dealt with
Yes.
in the past under talk. Every
Oh,
military action has been
really?
dealt with by force.
Really? There's
Every
never been
single
such
one in
thing.
human history has been
Wow.
dealt by force.
Really? By
Not exactly, and
force?
every one of them has been dealt by force.
So
Yeah,
so
name
by
one
killing
military
people.
action
That's
that did
see
nothing
this
but
is
words.
this is illustrative. This is
Name one
completely
military action
illustrative
or war
of why
or any
the
military
right
that was
is
dealt by sheer words
incapable
and no
of
lives
actually
lost.
having
Name
a
one.
foreign policy agenda.
Name one. Name
one.
one.
We don't know about
Name
them because they were not.
can't.
They didn't happen.
Because it doesn't
They didn't happen.
Talk is cheap. It gets you fucking nothing. Just like this, I can't convince you of anything. You
No,
can't
my
convince
friend.
me of
I'm
anything.
trying to ask.
That's
I'm
because
asking
all
you a
do
question,
is
and you're
talk.
just
And your talk makes no
listing
sense.
historical
Yeah, it
facts.
does,
Like
because military action only occurs with might and force. No talk. Talk does shit.
talk does shit. Thank you. I think that is very
All right.
illustrative of Donald Trump's point.
Okay.
So you
What's
agree
your
that you
historical
don't have a
fact?
plan. You don't have a plan, right? Donald Trump does not have a plan. Pete Hegseth doesn't have a plan. They're just bombing the Iranian regime to, in my opinion, distract from the Epstein files. But what do I know?
No, our
They could
plan
give
is to
less
take
of a
out the
fuck
regime.
about those
Our plan is to
protesters.
take out.
They
You
could
don't
have
like the
given
plan.
less
That's
of
the
a
problem.
fuck.
Is you don't agree with the plan.
What is the
You don't
plan?
agree
I've
with
asked
the
you.
plan.
Okay,
That's all
illustrate.
it is.
Illustrate for me
You don't
what the
agree with
plan
the
is.
plan.
Illustrate for me what the plan is instead
You
of
don't
saying I don't
agree
like
with
it.
the plan.
All right, the floor is yours. What
You
is
don't
the
agree.
plan?
Oh, and what was your plan? Talk.
The floor
Talk.
is yours. What
What's
is
your
the plan?
Talk. You're going to talk, and they're going to listen to you from talking.
All right, tell me what the
Yeah.
plan is. I'm waiting. These people are waiting for you to.
I told you their
please
plan is
explain.
to take out. The plan is to take out the current regime and open it up so that the people can reinstate.
That's it. Destroy the
Can you hear
regime
me?
and allow destroy the regime and allow the people to take over. That's your plan.
Hello? Did I lose you?
Can you hear me?
Did I lose you?
You should be able to hear me, my friend. Hello?
Yeah, that's my plan. To
That's
allow.
your plan.
No, that's what I was saying. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's fine then. I can hear you.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Yeah, I can.
All right.
Yeah.
bet. I don't think
My
that's a good
plan is, and his plan, I'm sure, is to take out the current regime. And in that way, the people can come in, take over, and institute the former government that was there prior to 79. I didn't ask if you thought it was a good plan. That's the plan. You just don't agree with it.
I think we're having a
You
little
don't have
bit
to
of
agree
lag.
with the plan, do you?
I think we're having a little bit of
Do you
lag
have to
together.
agree with Donald Trump? I don't agree with Donald Trump on some of his decisions, but it's a plan.
I think we might be out of sync here. If you want to rejoin
And that could be.
and I can get you back in here. Or if you... Yeah, sorry. Anyways, we're just waiting for him. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the discussion, enjoying the debate, feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and gets me boosted out there in the algorithm. All right. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
I
hear
don't know.
you. And I don't personally, so the plan, I don't think that's going to work because the institutions have been absolutely decimated. But not only that, I hear you that that's your plan, but Donald Trump hasn't said that's his plan. Donald Trump has only said, rise up. This is your opportunity. And that's not comprehensive. That's not an
And
actual
that
plan.
may
An
not
actual
be
plan would be pointing to a group and saying they're going to be able to take over and institute a new government. But he doesn't have that.
you can't say that. Again, you're doing hypotheticals because he's not going
I'm
to
not doing
necessarily
a
say what
hypothetical.
his plan is out in public. He's not going
No,
to necessarily tell anyone what his plan is behind closed doors.
yeah,
And he may
I
be instituting
understand
a
that,
plan that no
but
one's
the
even aware of.
American people need to know what's happening to our U.S. service members. That military is just as
And you know
much
what?
ours as it is his.
And they will probably find out, again, just like the attack was not announced, they may not find out until well after the attack has been done and it's finished and they're wrapping up. And then he can maybe give the rollout of what his plan was at the point of where it's being executed or already gotten executed. But again, everybody has this illusion of they need all the answers or need everything right now. And everything in everything takes time. Everything takes time. Everybody's just so impatient, especially the older.
Well, here's the thing, as we are doing this, the very same protesters that I don't doubt that you do care about those protesters. I do. I know people that had been in those protests. So I have no doubt that you care about them. I care about them too. And when you don't signal that you have any support behind one certain group and you just tell people rise up and come out, even though their current regime is still in power, it sends a mixed message, in my opinion, and it's incomprehensive.
I could see a mixed signal with that, most definitely.
Yeah. And, I really do care about the Iranian people. Like, I know it, I hope I don't seem like heartless when I think we missed our opportunity when they were protesting. But I guess it remains to be seen. I really hope that there is a plan because U.S.
Why
service
don't we do like that
members.
then? Instead of Trump bad, Trump stupid, dumb move Trump, let's again together go, hey, I wonder if this is going to be a good idea or a poor decision. Only time's going to tell. And in the meantime, if it saved one person, that got saved, our military knowingly go into these scenarios knowing that they're giving their life that something like this could occur. And every one of them going into it, do it knowingly. Every family knows that their child is going and doing it knowingly.
Yeah,
So it's not like it's a surprise when joining the military could happen.
Well, it is a bit of it has to be worth something. And right now I'm not seeing any lives being saved. If anything, it feels like the Ayatollah, or not the Ayatollah anymore, but the regime is posturing to be more aggressive.
But you know what? I could not see all of it either when there was 2 to 10,000 civilians being killed. I couldn't see it all, but I knew it was happening. So even with this occurring, yes, we are going to lose troops. So in that same instant, I also have to know and believe that in doing this act is going to save tens of thousands more when I'm listening to people plead for the United States to step in and help, which he did. So with that being said, there's times that we have to buck up and just support. Again, you don't have to agree with his decision as far as you think it could have been done under diplomacy, but just because it's not under diplomacy doesn't also give anybody a right to necessarily lash out, call it how idiotic or stupid or all this without knowing all the facts. And all the
I
facts aren't
do
going to
know a lot. You've seen me
some
cover
time.
this, man. I have been on top of this, and from what I see, it's not comprehensive. It doesn't make any sense to me. We could have done this through diplomacy.
So you don't believe you don't believe that because he did even if he wouldn't done the diplomacy part, you really don't believe that their actions could have saved any civilian lives from the regime that was currently there and what they were currently doing
Well, the
against
people
their
were
own
in their
people.
houses at the
You really
time.
don't believe it could have saved.
The people were in their houses, so probably not.
Oh, they didn't have a choice. Just because
Well,
they
yeah,
didn't
they
have a
probably
choice from the
slaughtered.
government.
They probably. I think they got their blood fill, man. They had already killed 20,000 of them.
Exactly. Exactly.
We're
So
not
now they're to the
preventing
point where they're
anything.
pleading for help and they're not getting it. Yeah, we're protecting an entire civilization of 90 million people. I believe that we are. Absolutely.
20 million of which are
And I believe
IRGC
normally,
members. 20 million of which are IRGC members.
correct.
So
Correct.
we're going to
But
kill
that's
20
still,
million people?
That's still only 20%. No,
Is that what we're going to
that's up
do?
to the 80% of the people when they get their government going to contend with.
In that
No,
government,
that
this
is up to the others to contend with.
this
That is their
potential government that doesn't exist yet, this resistance front that will somehow arm themselves.
It's been 2 days. It's been 2 days. It's been 2 days. It's been 2 days.
Yeah, it's
Governments
been 2 days
and
and we
nations
don't
and
have.
shit are not forced into days.
Yeah, I
They're
agree.
still getting
Which is
rid
why
of the
we should
current
have
regime.
probably had CIA assets planning stuff. But it seems like we've just went in wonton.
And they probably have been, but we're not going to do it.
We would at least know
Again,
of a
that's not going
popular
to be information
resistance
that's ever
front.
divulged to the public until well after the fact.
But I don't think we have members of the
Not
CIA.
necessarily.
I don't think we
Again, they've
have
got
members.
a
I don't think we have any operatives there, or else we would have been hearing about resistance fronts happening somewhere. Yes, we would have. But
Not
the
necessarily. Maybe
IRGC is very well known.
Maybe
They're
still,
very
not
well known
necessarily,
for
because
being
maybe they're still
secure,
doing-
unfortunately.
No, they're known for their rhetoric, is what they're known for. A ton of rhetoric.
Yes, they're very ideologically
they're known for.
captured.
None
They're
of it, hardly
very
any-
ideologically captured by extreme Islamic beliefs.
Yes.
And so I don't think we're going to be infiltrating in there at any
So
point.
with
Maybe we
and
can,
with all
but yeah. Anyways, I know we disagree, but
yeah, but you can't really say that because it's not happening.
well, we're not seeing anything.
Hey, I think that was a good talk, though. Thanks for letting.
Yeah, of course, man.
Some of it off that.
Yeah, I appreciate
Well,
you
yeah, it's
calling
been
in.
2 days. Yeah, it's been 2 days. I mean,
I know we can. I guess here in a week.
It's going to take more than 2 days. I can tell you, it's going to take more than 2 weeks.
All right. Here in 2 weeks,
It's going to
call
take
back
more than
in,
2
and if
weeks.
there's still no
I mean, let's be
resistance
realistic.
front,
You're talking to a nation.
well, we shouldn't have attacked then. We needed
Absolutely.
to have
or
some
any kind
form.
of action. And again, myself. Well, and I agree. There's got to be some type of motion. But again, this is a nation of 90 million people, and I'm not shocked it's going to take more than a week.
Well, okay, here in a month. I hope it. God, I really hope this doesn't
And I
stretch
guess
into
what gets me is
months. Sorry, my headphone dropped out. My apologies.
well, no, I don't think a lot of it will. Oh, you're good. You're good. I honestly, I don't think it will, because I don't think this is going to be what, again, we've learned our lesson from Afghanistan. We've learned it from Iraq. We've learned it from, this is not going to be what was in your lifetime, the regime change. I do not see the government doing that again, because they've done it and it's failed. And again, that's the beating their head against the wall. I'm hoping that they don't. If they do, you bet your ass. I'm not going to agree with Trump. I will not agree with Trump.
I mean, you know what? I appreciate that,
But on the flip
consistency
side,
at least.
if they give the people a chance. Oh, absolutely. Again, I support Trump, and this is how I look at it. I heard a commentator make the comment that it's like playing golf. Everybody looks at how he holds his shoulders, how he swings the club, which driver he uses. I don't care about all that. I care about where the ball lands.
I do.
For the
I
most
care
part
about
on his
results.
policies, Trump has the ball land close to what I'm looking for a final product.
Well, I hope
that's all I care
that-
about are results. I don't care how you get there. I just want the results.
I
A lot of his
agree.
results getting results.
I would disagree with you there, man. I think we'll
And
have
not
to
even
wait.
all, some of what he's doing, we're getting results.
I disagree with you, but it sounds like
Yes, we will.
you
But again, thank you
had
for
to
being
get
calm.
going.
I think I got a little there for a minute.
Oh yeah, we both kind of got up in there. That's all right. That's hey,
Yeah.
the people love it.
Well,
The
again,
people
I've been
love it.
alive. Yeah. Well, and like you, hopefully that's more viewers. I shut it off because I don't want the reverb and all that. So hopefully you
Oh
got a
yeah,
couple
for
more clicks.
sure.
More views.
Oh yeah, I got
I
a
do watch
couple.
you on occasion, and I know I do because I'll come in and I'll lip off here and there.
Oh, that's okay. I appreciate it, man. I do.
I've got a
I
couple.
think
I
this
like to
is
get
healthy.
information from both sides.
Yeah, I think this is healthy having disagreements. I don't like echo chambers where we all
Good.
just
It's helped me.
all
I know
agree,
that
you
one.
know? You know what I mean? What's up?
No. Well, and this is the different with debate. Debate used to be more like this. I can disagree with you, and that's it. There's no more, no less. But we can also agree on a couple of points.
Oh
That's it.
yeah. Yeah, I agree that I don't trust the Iranian regime by any extent. I just think we
All right.
need a more comprehensive plan. And so and I hate seeing my service members die, you know what I mean? That's just my dad was a Marine, so you know what I mean? But
Yes, I do.
I hope you're right. I hope the Iranian people do
There you see, and
form
then
a
thanks for his
resistance.
service.
Oh yeah, of course. He did. He served well. So, anyways, any final remarks before I get back
I
into
have no
the?
doubt that they're going to do something. I don't think it'll just sit idle. I'll let.
I think you're out of
No,
sync
no.
again.
Again, I just want to thank you for your time. I will pop in on your feed here and there and probably disagree.
Oh, I think we're out of sync again, my friend. Here, I'll send you a message just so. I don't know what's been going on with Discord. I have noticed this issue though recently where they've kind of it's been getting out of sync for some reason. Anyways, I really do appreciate Liquor Store Dinosaur. I know we disagree on a lot of things, but it's good to have healthy disagreements. Anyways, I'm gonna deafen, so uh there we go. If you can I sent you a message if you come back on the stream. Anyways, that was a good discussion. I think we both made our points there. And anyways, what were we talking about beforehand? uh let's see. Oh yeah, we were watching the PBS NewsHour. Anyways, let's get into it. By the way, if you guys enjoyed the discussion and want to see more like that, feel free to call in and make sure to like and subscribe. I should be getting on some more debate panels, so my name will be getting out there a little bit more.
Yeah, Qatar, they're 20% of global LNG supply, and it all flows through the straits. And so when you take
I'm actually
20%
going to go get a drink real quick. Do you guys want anything? I'll be right back.
offline, which has happened now, not damage to the facility per se, but just forced to shut in because they can't export their gas. 20% is a big impact. So European prices escalated. A lot of that LNG goes to Asia. And so those shortages will be felt, in the next, call it month or so. But European prices react because the whole global market has now tightened. Not a lot of excess LNG capacity around the world to offset those shut-ins.
I mean, I know we are in early days and all of these things are predictions at this point. Do you have any sense as to whether or not and when American consumers might feel the ripple effects of this conflict?
Yeah, I think we're very lucky here in the United States from the perspective that because of the shale revolution because of the fact that the U.S. has become the world's largest oil producer at 14 million barrels a day and a very significant gas producer, we're pretty self-sufficient here. And so we should be relatively insulated from what's happening. Global prices will impact U.S. prices, but oil in the 70s, gasoline prices should stay relatively muted. So unless things escalate from here, we should see relatively little impact in the U.S. unless things escalate.
All right, that is Dan Pickering of Pickering Energy Partners. Thank you so much for being here.
Glad to be here.
For additional perspective on all the latest developments, we turn now to our panel of experts. Holly Dagres is a senior fellow at the Washington Institute for Near East Policy. That's a Washington think tank. She spent her teenage years in Tehran and now curates The Iranist. That's a weekly Substack newsletter. Alan Ayer served in the U.S. government for 4 decades. He was part of the Obama administration's negotiating team for the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA, deal with Iran. He's now at the Middle East Institute. And retired Colonel Joel Rayburn served in the Army for 26 years. During the first Trump administration, he was on the National Security Council staff focusing on Iran and the Middle East. He's now a senior fellow at the Hudson Institute. Thank you all for being here. Holly, I'll begin with you because we've seen in our reporting the evolution of messaging from the administration. President Trump calling for regime change a couple of days ago. Secretary of Defense Hegseth now saying it's not about regime change. What's your reaction to that, and how is all that resonating in Iran?
Well, the messages that are conflicting, and it is a bit disturbing because, you know, the sense that some Iranians on the ground got was that they were actually going to see some sort of change inside the country. And this was started, of course, with that unprecedented massacre in January, and President Trump saying that help is on the way, take over your institutions. And it seems that we're hearing from senior U.S. officials that they do want the Iranian people to take control of their own future, but at this juncture, much of the clerical establishment's still in power, so it's hard to
apply to that after I'm done streaming.
And just on the note that President Donald Trump said that he would very much like to see a Venezuela model, and granted, he said 3 of his top choices were killed in the past 3 days, but in January, Iranians were really worried about that process.
Yeah, one of our fellow Rage and Resist members, unfortunately, befell a assault by a MAGA, apparently. I guess you'll have to learn about that here soon. It was Rootsy. We love Rootsy. So that's not good. Feeling a little sick right now. Honestly, I've been kind of feeling a little cruddy recently. Because of I think it's just allergies, really, but I have not been feeling the best, unfortunately.
Because they do not want this regime. So any kind of deal of that sort with a different face of the Islamic Republic would be contrary to what most of the anti-regime Iranian population stands for.
Colonel Rayburn, what do you make of that? The prospects of someone in the current regime stepping up to take over, is that a potential plan, and is it a good one?
Well, whether it's a good one or not, I think would depend on the way the next several days, couple of weeks goes, in terms of whether that could result, whether you could actually have the remnants of the current regime that actually had the credibility.
Where's the damn silt strider? That's what I'm wondering.
On terms that would be acceptable to the United States and our allies. I think that's a serious question.
I'm sick of chilling in Margon. I'm going to be honest, gang.
The outcome of this confrontation, I think, is a foregone conclusion. So you're going to wind up, in any case, with the remnants of a regime there in Tehran that I think don't have the military wherewithal to do anything other than capitulate at some point on the terms that the president is going to offer.
Alan, what do you make of that? And also the prospects of people in Iran rising up. Do you see that happening?
I think it's possibly, I wouldn't characterize it as the remnants of the regime. The regime is more than just the individuals, some of whom may live through this, many of whom will not. It's institutions. And I see no indication that currently those institutions are weak.
Right here.
or that you can destroy these
This is what we were
institutions
just talking
from
about.
the air. So in terms of regime change, for that to happen, two things would have to happen. The current institutions, interlocking institutions like the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, would have to be destroyed kinetically from the air, which I think is improbable. And then you would have to have a substitute interlinking functional series of institutions.
There we go,
to
and
plug
we
in its
just don't
place.
have
And I
that.
think that's even more improbable. So I think the most likely outcome is after 4 weeks or so, you'll have a vastly degraded command structure in the Islamic Republic, but the core institutions, in one way or another, will still remain.
Colonel, the U.S. president has not ruled out U.S. troops on the ground. Is that a good idea?
Well, I think, President Trump is somebody who likes to keep his options open. He likes strategic ambiguity.
Does
he wouldn't
he?
like to rule out, I think, a military option this early in a campaign. But I think the objectives that have been laid out so far by the president, by Secretary of State Rubio, and then very clearly today by General Dan Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, those are some very clear military objectives of finishing the elimination of the Iranian regime's nuclear program.
I don't think that was clear at all.
Eliminating its ballistic missile capability, eliminating the IRGC Navy, the part of the regime that has the mission of potentially disrupting the Strait of Hormuz and the Persian Gulf, and then severing its ties with its militant proxies. And as Chairman Kane put it very interestingly today, I think it's the first time someone stated what the mission of the theater command is, the operational command, U.S. Central Command. He said it was essentially to prevent the Iranian regime or Iran from having the ability to project power beyond its borders. And that's a very clear kind of end state. It says the military phase of that, you could have, as Alan wouldn't say, the remnants of a regime in Tehran that are still there somehow, somewhat intact, but have no ability to damage the region beyond their borders or international security.
Colleague, we have heard more from U.S. officials about justification in the original U.S. and Israeli attacks. Does that line up for you in terms of what they're saying, that there was a potential imminent threat, that the U.S. is acting both defensively and proactively?
I don't think that holds up to
We're getting
credulity
a
at
lot of
all.
mixed messaging right now, and it just, I'm not entirely sure what exactly led to this, because essentially, if we remember, there was a massacre in January, and it was that reason that Trump wanted to respond to that, and he sent assets into the region for that very reason.
You're referencing the regime cracking down on protesters.
Yes, the anti-regime uprising in January. And before that, we heard in December, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, during his meeting with President Donald Trump, saying that ballistic missiles were a very big issue. So it seems like the goalposts are moving around frequently about what the modus operandi of this war was.
Yeah, it doesn't seem,
And it seems
that's
like
what
it's
I've
very
been
different
saying.
from why assets were moved in January to where it is now.
Alan, is it clear to you, 3 days in now, and as the president projects that this is a campaign that could go on 4 to 5 weeks, what the objectives
Jesus,
are?
4 to 5 weeks.
I think this administration is trying to justify the war the same way Jackson Pollock used to paint. You just throw a bucket of reasons up against a canvas and hope the result looks good. It said, for example, there's an imminent threat to the U.S. Well, the intelligence community said that the Iranian nuclear weapons program stopped in 2003. President Trump said the underlying Iranian nuclear energy program was obliterated June of last year, and it's still under rubble. Okay, missiles. Iranian missiles are a threat to the United States. That falls short of the truth by about 4,000 miles. Okay, so you then go to the other set of reasons.
He's
this
schooling.
is a preventative war because Iran is hostile and might one day be a real threat. Well, if that's the case, if we're doing preventative wars now to prevent countries that might one day be a threat, is North Korea in line? Is China in line? Is Russia in line? I don't think so. So, as Holly said, I can't make head or tail.
By the way, if you guys are
out of
enjoying the
reason
stream,
this
don't forget to
administration
like
put
and
forward
subscribe.
for
It
this
really
war.
helps out the channel.
Colonel, I'll ask you to respond to what we just heard from Alan. Are there other countries in line if this is the reasoning?
Well, no, look, as I've said before, we're in a post-October 7th environment here. The Iranian regime posed a very real, concrete threat to the region around it, to Israel and other of our allies, by joining that war on October 8th. And really, Hamas used on October 7th a capability that the Iranian regime equipped it with over a course of more than 15 years. So I think, October 7th, October 8th, then the missile attacks in 2024, 2025 by the Iranians on Israel. This is the culmination of what was Ali Khamenei's very aggressive, very hostile foreign policy in the region and beyond. They continued to intervene in European security by providing the Russians with the military means to attack Ukrainian cities. So this is a regime that was posing a threat to U.S. interests, U.S. allies, not just in the region but beyond. So I don't think they were just sitting there not doing any harm, and then the Trump administration decided out of nowhere to attack them.
Lots more to cover in the days and weeks
Oh,
ahead.
it's a friendly guar.
Colonel Joel Rayburn,
Hey.
Holly Dagres, thank you very much.
Thank you, Amna.
I was trying to pet that guar, you loser. What the hell? Look at this guy. What a cutie. I would like if I could get an animal like this, that'd be
Start today's
sick.
other headlines in Texas. Authorities are investigating a deadly shooting at an Austin bar this
Yeah,
weekend.
so I haven't really talked about this too much just because the story is still developing, but I did see potential, there were talks that this could have been a Iranian cell. Could be wrong about
potential
that,
act
though.
of terrorism. The accused shooter, a 53-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen, was wearing a sweatshirt with an Iranian flag design and the words "Property of Allah." At least 2 people were killed and 14 injured when he allegedly opened fire from a car window shortly before
this guy
2
looks
a.m.
angry.
on Sunday. Law enforcement said today they're working with federal officials to determine a motive and whether there are any direct ties to the U.S. war in Iran.
We're thinking about events and what's occurring in the country as well. And so in addition to the fact that this was a huge complex scene, we're calling in those federal partners to take a look at that as well.
Police shot and killed the gunman, with the mayor of Austin saying their quick response helped to prevent further bloodshed. The Supreme Court today seemed to lean towards loosening a federal law that bars drug users from owning guns. During oral arguments, both liberal and conservative justices appeared to
Interesting.
support a Texas man who argued he shouldn't have been charged with a crime because he owns a gun and uses marijuana. It's the same law that led to Hunter Biden's conviction in 2024 before he was pardoned by his father, then
Oh
President
God,
Joe Biden.
not Hunter
Critics fear
Biden.
such a ruling could put guns in the hands of
PTSD for
serious
so
drug
many
users.
MAGA in the
A
chat
decision
with
is expected by
that
the
name.
end of June. In New York today, a court battle got underway that could have a major impact on the music industry. The Justice Department claims that concert giant Live Nation is running an illegal monopoly after merging with rival Ticketmaster in 2010. Officials claim the combined company uses its power to limit competition and drive up ticket prices. Live Nation denies this, saying that the market is more competitive than officials have claimed. The lawsuit was filed during the Biden administration in 2024, making this a rare instance of the Trump DOJ following through on a Biden-era case. The trial is expected to last at least a month. The Trump administration is reportedly planning to abandon its efforts to target a number of law firms seen as foes of the president. That's according to multiple media outlets and represents a dramatic U-turn for the government. The Justice Department is expected to drop its appeals in 4 cases after the firms successfully sued to have punishing measures against them blocked. The order signed by President Trump last year would have severely hampered their ability to do their work, sending shivers through the industry. A number of firms struck deals with the administration rather than fight back. French President Emmanuel Macron says his country will increase the size of its nuclear arsenal for the first time in decades.
Oh, wow.
Speaking
That's
at a
good.
military base that hosts his
Always
country's
good to see
nuclear-armed submarines, Macron
proliferation
also said
happen.
France will temporarily allow the
I'm
deployment of
sorry, I just got
nuclear-armed
off the
jets to
phone with my
allies like the
brother,
UK,
so what did
Germany,
I
and
miss?
Poland.
I had a little
His announcement
debate
comes amid growing concerns
that I
about
think
Russian
I
military
will
aggression
post
and
later.
ongoing political tensions
So
with
that was
Washington.
fun.
Pour être libre donc, il faut être craint.
To be free, one must be feared, and to be feared, one must be powerful. This increase in our arsenal attests to this.
En témoigne. Quant à nos alliés américains,
Sorry.
As for our American allies, their recent national security and defense strategy shows a rearrangement of American priorities and a strong encouragement for Europe to take more direct care of its own security.
France currently has fewer than 300 nuclear warheads, which ranks it 4th
Oh,
worldwide,
only
and
300.
far behind the likes of the U.S. and Russia. Macron did not signal how many more France will be adding,
Only
but it will be
300,
the
you know,
first
not
increase
that
since at
much.
least 1992. Officials in South Sudan say at least 169 people were killed after insurgents raided a remote village in the country's far north. The attack took place yesterday.
Yeah,
in
the Sudanese
Abyei County near
conflict
the
has
Sudan
just been
border.
getting bloodier
Local
and
officials say
bloodier.
90 civilians were killed, including women and children.
This is what happens
The
in a
UN
multipolar
mission
world
in South
order,
Sudan says
where
that some 1,000 people sought shelter at its base after
people
the
don't
attack.
take
Killings are part of an escalating
world
wave
security
of violence
seriously
between forces loyal to the current president and those backing
and
an
only
opposition
care about
leader,
their spheres
putting
of
the country
influence.
on the verge of an all-out civil war. On Wall Street today, stocks erased their earlier losses to end largely unchanged. The Dow Jones Industrial Average posted a modest loss of just 73 points. The Nasdaq managed a small gain of around 80 points. The S&P 500 closed the day.
Yeah, why are we
roughly flat.
talking about the war in Iran when the Dow may very well be over
This is the
50K?
PBS NewsHour from the David M. Rubenstein studio at WETA in Washington.
I don't know why we're talking about
headquarters of
anything
PBS
else.
News.
And we'll be back shortly, but first take a moment to hear from your local PBS station. It's a chance to offer your support, which helps to keep programs like
Great.
this one on the air. For those of you staying with us, tomorrow voters head to the polls in Arkansas, North Carolina.
Yeah, tomorrow's a
and
big
Texas.
day.
But it's in the Lone Star State where competitive races
key?
on
Why
both
does this
sides
dude
of
have a
the
key?
aisle have fueled unprecedented spending. Political correspondent Lisa Desjardins has more on what's at stake in Texas's U.S. Senate race.
Welcome to the race for the U.S. Senate, Texas-sized. With two larger-than-life primaries, one in each party.
Character is on the ballot. I believe voters still care about their elected officials, and they want people who will tell them the truth.
The incumbent, Republican John Cornyn, faces
Is my,
two other
I feel
Texas
like my chat
lawmakers,
isn't
Attorney
updating.
General Ken Paxton and Congressman Wesley Hunt. It's the fight of his 24-year career.
He's tried and true in the minds of many voters in Texas.
Tony Plahetsky is a journalist with the Austin American-Statesman. Cornyn is running as experienced and battle-tested. However, while he was once ranked among the most conservative senators, now
Paxton and his voters and his supporters have really been able to nurture this idea that John Cornyn has not been hard right enough.
Paxton's policies are ultra-MAGA.
I want you to know, I'm not going up to Washington, D.C. to join the swamp club.
As AG, Paxton emphatically enforced the state's abortion ban and filed the lawsuit challenging the 2020 presidential election results.
Wow, sounds like a really fucking
But
swell
he has
guy,
faced
huh?
sharp scrutiny. In 2023, the Texas House passed 20 articles of impeachment against Paxton.
Whoa.
For bribery and abuse of power. With
Wow.
charges that he had an affair and got
What
the
a-
woman
what a
job as
nice
part of the
guy.
quid pro quo. The state Senate narrowly acquitted him, but his wife filed for divorce. And Cornyn has put out this new ad.
This is just your typical Republican candidate, so I'm sure he'll win overwhelmingly.
It is personal, and Paxton responded so.
My dad is a really good guy, loves God, he loves his family, and he loves his country.
With his daughter, son-in-law, grandkids, and him on FaceTime, Plahetsky says it may work.
He has successfully dodged and overcome so many allegations. And yet the MAGA base in particular has continued to support him.
But what about the MAGA chief?
Well, thank you very much, everybody.
What about the MAGA chief?
President
The
Donald Trump
ultra
seems to be
MAGA.
endorsing everyone.
We have a great attorney general.
What an idiot, dude.
Where's Ken? Hi, Ken.
Yep, split up the vote a little bit more. Good
We
idea,
have a
Trump.
great senator, John Cornyn. Hi, John.
Hi, John.
For example,
Hello.
Friday.
And another friend of mine who's doing very well, Wesley Hunt. Where's Wesley? Wesley Hunt, doing a good job.
As for Hunt, his dogged crisscrossing of the state may mean neither Paxton nor Cornyn can get a majority, which would force a runoff in May. All that is again raising Texas Democrats' hopes, even as they face their own brutal battle between electeds, Austin State House Representative James Tallarico and Dallas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett.
You're spending more taxpayer resources arresting journalists than you are prosecuting pedophiles and creeps.
On Capitol Hill, Crockett is a rhetorical brawler known for not pulling punches, as seen with AG Pam Bondi.
I completely don't get how it is that you're sitting at the top of DOJ because you don't seem to be good at your job.
She argues Democrats in Texas and across the country want a fighter.
Right now, people are not happy with the Democratic Party. I've seen the polling. What
I
they
don't
want
like
is
this.
someone who is going to be unafraid.
If we weren't so
in the
popular, then
face
why
of
would
what
we?
are
Why are
facing
we
right
winning?
now.
We have to win in November. I think she and I are committed to that.
Tallarico differs little from Crockett on policy, but enormously on style. He leans into God and does not throw elbows.
My faith teaches me that love is the strongest force in the universe.
Tallarico rose to national prominence when he and other state Democrats left Texas to delay GOP remapping efforts.
It's not the first time you've caused some trauma.
The Kurdistan Freedom Party
benefited after CBS blocked his
from
interview
Western
with
Iran announced Sunday that its forces have engaged the clashes against the Iranian RGC. Well, I wish them luck.
Night host Stephen Colbert. It went on YouTube instead, and Tallarico raised more than $2 million the next day. For Democrats, it's an important decision about who is stronger and who is more electable. And it could offer guideposts for Democrats nationally, including with Hispanic voters, with whom Trump saw major gains in 2024.
We've seen President Trump's very aggressive immigration policies. What we know is that a lot of those Hispanic voters appear to be shifting and walking away from the president. But in addition to even the immigration issue, they say is that the president has not delivered in the way that they were hoping in the economy.
Democrats are raising cash and expectations in a high-stakes year.
I'm hopeful that the country is going to decide and Texans will decide that this has gone too far and that there'll be a change in the direction of our policies.
Well, one can only
That does
hope.
not change their recent reality. No Democrat has won statewide in more than 30 years.
There is so much hope and enthusiasm going into this race that this may be the time. But keep in mind, Democrats in Texas are consistently used to having their hearts broken. They think that every race, it could happen. Yes, there is a path, but that path is
King
certainly not a
soldiers, we
straight
see
path.
only
To win, both parties are
Ayatollah
pushing
soldiers.
the opponent they want. The governor and Republican
Yep.
interest groups are sending texts and ads
Seems
to
as
boost
though
Crockett. Speaking with Democrats, they
we didn't
love
really
saying
have
Paxton gives them the
any
best
idea
chance.
going into
Cornyn,
this
the
what we were
Republican
going to do.
incumbent, agrees.
Kim Paxton is at the top of the ticket. We risk
I
losing
guess
the
we'll see.
Senate seat, losing the majority in the House of Representatives, and it will take a toll on everybody on the ballot.
It is a five-way race in Texas that blares out a signal for 2026. It will be a rugged and rough road to November. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Lisa Desjardins.
Shout out to Lisa. We love Lisa. She's the best. Anyways, I got to get this guy
Return
to a
now
temple.
to our top story of the day with an update with Nick Schifrin. So, Nick, the news this evening that the U.S. government is calling for mass evacuations of Americans from more than a
Are
dozen
Crockett and
countries. What's the
Tallarico their
latest?
only
14
choices?
countries, and we're gonna
That's
bring
a
up this
short
graphic,
end of the stick.
again,
Crockett and
this is posted
Tallarico are
on Twitter,
great.
because
What are
not
you
only is it
talking
the
about?
countries that people have to leave, but also numbers and whatnot of how to get
Badasses,
some information.
both of them.
Bahrain, Egypt, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria, UAE, and Yemen, 14 countries. A former senior official who worked on these issues tell me, and this person called multiple people who
Din,
work with
where
this person
Din
over the
needs
years.
help.
Unprecedented.
He's not looking
Never
good.
been done before on this scale. A U.S. official tells me tonight, safe to say this is more than 1 million people across the region. Now, this official also says that we shouldn't read into too much the language that we just saw there about safety risks, that this is more about the momentum of the war, what we're seeing kind of crescendoing across the region, the Iranian attacks spreading throughout the region and the counterattacks as well. Also,
Mara
that U.S. officials have given this
Drora.
guidance
That's
to
who we got to
diplomatic
find.
families,
Well,
and so they have
that's
to, by
not your
law, give
name.
it to all American citizens. But again, what appears to be an unprecedented request for all Americans to leave across the country, across the region. And some of these
I don't
airports are
trust
already
either of those two,
Shifting with the
Crockett,
very
because of
latest
the
for us this
Epstein. What are you
evening. Thank
talking
you.
about, Crockett? Why
Well,
not?
that is the News Hour for tonight. I'm Amna
Didn't do
Navaz.
anything
On behalf of
related to the
entire
Epstein
NewsHour
files.
Team, thank you for joining us.
And Tallarico,
Major funding for the PBS
trust his
NewsHour has
faith,
been
you know.
provided by
We love the PBS NewsHour. We really do. Anyways, I'm kind of getting tired, guys. Not going to lie. I might... Well, let me find this. Shrine of the Mask. Yeah, sure. For your justice, I shall be neither cruel nor arbitrary. Okay, that's cool. Any of you guys healing? You guys healers around here? Maybe not. I don't know. My guy thinks he's a slaughterfish, so... No, that wasn't Jasmine Crockett. You're thinking of the, representative from the Virgin Islands. I forgot her name. I forgot her name, unfortunately. There you are. Yeah, my friend, he's got some issues. And I heard you can help him. I heard you'd be able to, help him out a little bit.
Cunard is a proud supporter of public television. On a voyage with Cunard,
not having much of a plan is one of the reasons Starmer diplomatically cites as one of the reasons to not have the UK involved. Yeah. We don't have a plan, and I think we're, playing with the people of Iran's lives here. Bro, what is... Okay. Okay, here we go.
a world of flavor, diverse destinations, and immersive experiences. A world of leisure and British style. All with Cunard's White Star service.
Friends of the NewsHour, including Robert S. Kaplan and Wendy J. Selden through the Raymond James Charitable Endowment Fund. Art Collins and Sophia Shaw through the Arthur D. Collins Jr. Foundation and George D. Hanby III. The Ford Foundation, working with
Okay, now we're
visionaries.
just watching. Anyways, let's watch Slotkin ask some questions at the Pentagon. I'm going to save the NPR article for tomorrow.
So we have Senator Slotkin and then Senator King.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Ditlevson, I want to talk about some reports we had this week coming out of the Pentagon about the use of artificial
I'm
intelligence.
having a fall yet in Pokemon Legendaries, but I do like the game. It's more of a challenge than any other game that I ever played, and it's a lot of fun. Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't think Crockett is that bad. I think it would probably be better for the, I think Tallarico would probably have a better chance, though.
Intelligence. And you know, we all know, or many of us know, we're in a classified race against the Chinese on artificial intelligence. Reports came out this week that Secretary Hegseth was negotiating a contract with an AI company, and this AI company says, look, we just have two conditions. We're not going to allow our AI to be used to develop weapons that can kill without a human being in the kill chain. And then number two, we're not going to allow our AI to be used for mass surveillance of American citizens. And that
We
Secretary
did it. We helped
Hegseth
them.
got very upset about those two conditions.
Well, hey,
that
that's what
he
the
refused those
Texans
conditions.
like, I hear.
And now I think this is, you know, if we were a healthier country politically right now, we would be putting up left and right limits around the use of AI. We have really no guidelines for you all, really no law. That's not your fault. That's on us on a bipartisan basis that we haven't done it. And I would argue we should be doing some of that for you all in this committee, setting up those left and right limits. Because I think the average person does not think we should allow weapon systems to get into war and kill people without a human being overseeing that in some way. And I certainly don't think any American Democrat or Republican wants mass surveillance on the American people. So I guess my plea is for us as a committee to deal with this in the NDAA.
If it works better for the Texas people,
up for the job on Homeland
I'd say go for it,
issues, I have to ask about
it's
this
gonna
mass
get a
surveillance. Why
vote
wouldn't
there.
Secretary Hegseth say, no problem, we're never going to use AI at the Pentagon to conduct mass surveillance of American citizens? You've been the number 2 over there. You're now gunning for the number 1 job, up for confirmation. To your knowledge, is the Assistant Secretary role of Homeland Security, do you have any programs currently going on involved in the mass surveillance of American citizens?
Senator, I can't speak to the specifics of that meeting with Secretary
No, of course not. I'm not asking that. Just for you. You've been in the number 2 job. You're in the seat. Don't deflect. To your knowledge, the purview of the position you're trying to get, is there any mass surveillance programs of the American people going on right now in that assistant secretaryship?
To my knowledge, Senator, not within that assistant secretaryship. We focus on policy
That's
writing.
fine. I want the answer to be no. I'm gunning for a no. I want you to say no. Are you aware, and can you confirm that it is illegal under U.S. law for the Department of Defense, particularly intelligence community assets, to surveil or target American citizens for their views?
Senator, I'm not intimately familiar with the exact language in different statutes. I would always defer to the Office of General Counsel to make sure any policy advice that we provide is lawful.
Okay, it is the law, right? Executive orders, the National Security Act of 1947, and then everything that came out of Watergate. American citizens don't want to be surveilled by their government. You do criminal activity, go for it. You should be brought down. But mass surveillance, targeted surveillance of domestic terrorist organizations is a very sensitive subject that you're going to be in the hot seat for. So I would offer that instead of just deferring, you should get to know the law really quickly, because you're going to be asked at some point whether the actions of this government are okay by you. And when it comes to targeting American citizens, using assets of the intelligence community, using AI to surveil American citizens, I want you to answer no. That you will uphold the values that I hope we all share, which is that the U.S. government should never target its own citizens. Department of Defense especially should be focused on foreign threats and the things that are coming at us from abroad. Yours should be focused on cyber threats, things that are important to protecting American citizens, not surveilling our own people. And I will just say,
can go off.
along the same lines of what you will be asked, you know, Senator Sheehy was in Iraq. I was in Iraq too. Do you know of any credible threats of violence against U.S. polling locations that would ever require the National Guard to be deployed? Any actual credible threats, yes or no?
Senator, in this particular forum, I can't speak about any threats that may or may not exist and need to maintain operational security.
I think the idea that the President of the United States is saying that we should deploy National Guard and potentially others around polling locations when there is no credible threats. You should bring them up here if there are credible threats. We all have clearances, but the idea that we could be deploying law enforcement and National Guard around a polling location without a credible threat should send a shiver down your spine. And you are going to be in the hot seat to say, no, I'm sorry.
Probably
that just fundamentally cuts against who we are as Americans. And I hope you are willing to uphold your oath when it comes down to it.
Probably just willing to betray his...
Mr. Ditlevson, if Senator Slot can got
betray his
on
oath
a
that he took to the
classified
Constitution.
phone with you from the skiff, you could answer that question. Is that correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. And now we have Senator Kelly.
Let's go,
Thank you, Mr.
future
Chairman.
president. I think it's over here, but that is our. I honestly think that would be that right there. Those two would be a kick-ass ticket for the Democratic Party. But I'm kind of getting tired, guys. So I'm probably going to head out. Yeah, I like her too. She's poised and poignant. So, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, with a total of 57 votes, it seems that my audience believes we're going to be stuck in this Iranian conflict for more than a year. So, I really hope not, guys. I don't think the American people are there with that. You know what I mean? Oh fuck, I'm over encumbered. Ooh, what should I get rid of? Probably. I don't think I need an iron sword, you know. Probably don't need that. Actually, can I sleep? Oh, let's go. It's bedtime, folks. All right, we got our intelligence, our strength, and let's boost that personality a little bit. Need to be at least a little likable. We are not going to be that long. Well, that's what most Americans think, so hey, if you disagree with most Americans, that's your prerogative. Or I shouldn't say Americans. That's what my audience thinks. So, and I've got quite the diverse audience. So, if you guys enjoyed the stream, make sure to like and subscribe. I will be live tomorrow with Rage and Resist. And then after Rage and Resist, I will probably be doing like another 3-hour stream later that day. So, if that interests you guys, remember to like and subscribe. One moment, let me get my stats up here. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Get some good sleep, King. Thank you. You guys get some good sleep too. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Let me put on some music real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you tomorrow. Peace. Maybe. Hold on.